Congratulations. Congratulations, Eagles fans. You guys did it. You did it. You did it. I didn't think it was possible to stoop this low, but you did it. You won, and then you destroyed your city. You know who else does that? ISIS, you dumb fucking idiots. You goofballs, you greasy cheesesteak eating goofballs, okay? You win and then destroy your city.
What kind of blue-collar city sings a fucking fight song?
When you're married, when you get married, you don't celebrate your marriage by beating your wife. When you buy a new car,
are you sure in Philly
they don't celebrate buying a new car by driving it into a brick wall, okay? Philly looks like New Orleans right now. It looks like New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina. This is how awful the people of Philadelphia are. You are your own natural disaster. That's how, and you want a victory parade. You want a victory. If you have a victory parade, there won't be any Philly left. It's legit going to look like Syria. That's how bad Philly's going to be if you have a fucking victory parade.
I was gonna let you go, man.
No. It is shocking. And then we want to talk about how they won. How did you win? Let's talk about how they won. Human sacrifice for divine intervention has been very common throughout history, okay? It's been very common throughout history, okay? To break long droughts. Do you know what the Aztecs would do?
What would they do?
They would sacrifice human beings. And it was an honor to be sacrificed, by the way. They would play this goofy-ass game by these pyramids. I don't remember exactly what the fuck it was. But they would kill these poor little Mexican dudes, and they would hope that rain would come, okay? Abraham was willing to sacrifice his son, Isaac. Mm-hmm. To show that he had faith in God, to show that he was loyal to God. Jesus is a human sacrifice. He died for our sins, right? And now everybody's out there, they're going, oh, Philly sacrificed Meek Mill. No, it happened way before Meek Mill, okay? They sacrificed Cosby's legacy. They sacrificed Cosby's legacy. His legacy is gone. They sacrificed Beanie Siegel's lung. They sacrificed every 76ers draft pick. Was that enough?
They sacrificed the roots being
it wasn't. They sacrificed the roots being underground. The roots are there for Jimmy Fallon to look less goofy. Okay? But was that enough? No. They sacrificed Kevin Hart's marriage. They sent Cuban whores by the dozens at Kevin Hart and sacrificed his marriage, okay? They obviously sacrificed Meek's relationship and ultimately his freedom. Was that enough? No. Do you know what these piece of shit Eagles fans did? Do you know what they sacrificed?
Carson Wentz.
Not Carson Wentz. They sacrificed the bald eagle itself.
Where are you going with
this?
The
bald eagle is on the endangered list. These motherfucking greasy cheesesteak eating slobs were sniping eagles out of the fucking sky to win a championship. Okay? They sacrificed an entire race of bird, a species of bird, to win an NFL championship. And as a Knicks fan, would I stoop that low?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, I would. Okay? I'd look for bald eagle eggs and I'd be Irish step dancing all over them. I could not wait.
Listen,
congrats, Philly, you pieces of garbage. You did it. You did it a dirty way, but you did it.
Oh, my God.
I just want to keep the record straight. I did call it. I did call it. We asked who's going to win the Super Bowl in a couple episodes. I did say I think the Eagles are going to do it. I did call it.
Even though you do hate that city.
This is how awful they are.
Yeah.
This is how awful.
But here's my
thing. I was rooting for them, and then I was furious that they won. How bad of people are you?
But you know, the rioting and the looting, I could kind of understand, right?
How?
I could understand that.
Those people own those stores also were rooting for the Eagles.
But here's the thing, because if the Knicks ever win an NBA title, like just like batten down Brooklyn, like lock everything down.
We're not rooting.
But we're not rooting.
We're not looting.
We're not going to loot. But here's
we're used to win. We win. Yankees win. They don't loot.
I understand the rioting and the wilding out and shit. What I don't understand.
How?
There was people in Philadelphia eating. Have you heard about this? They were eating. Shit. In celebration. They were eating the horse's shit. And what? I don't understand what the point of that. Like, you're celebrating.
There's more nutrients in that horse shit than a Geno's cheesesteak.
Actually, like Pat's is supposedly.
Whatever.
Pat's the spot.
Philly people hate them both.
They do?
Yeah, Philly people, because that's all they know how to do is hate.
Right?
That's all they know how to do is hate.
Ishka Bibbles is actually dope.
Ishka Bibbles is
it's
good.
amazing, but it's phenomenal.
Ishka Bibbles is delicious.
But
no, they were eating shit They stole a horse, went to Wendy's, left the police horse at Wendy's, and then eventually, like, this is how you know Philly doesn't win shit a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, there's ways to celebrate. They usually, you take 2 days off and have the parade, that Tuesday or Wednesday? Usually. Yeah. They can't have it till Thursday because they're still cleaning up from fucking Sunday.
They can't even have driving on the street. There's no lampposts anymore. There's no like signs to stop and go.
There's nothing to save traffic.
I don't even understand what's going through your head why you destroy the city that you actually won for. I think it'd be a great. What they are is they're retarded Vikings.
That's what I was just thinking.
Yeah, Vikings go to the city that they're playing against, and then if they win, they ransack it. Okay, they destroy it. If you went to Boston and kept that same energy, respect. Dudes from Philly just taking shits on Benjamin Franklin statues. Sure. That would be
just
lit.
Knocking shit over.
Yeah, fuck T. That would be dope. But the fact that you're destroying your own city in celebration, who has to pay for it? You dummy. It's coming out of your taxes. Okay? I bet you hope you get some overtime working at Dunkin' Donuts.
Guys, I like the passion. This is the saddest I've been. I think this is how people felt when Trump won, who care about, like, politics. This is my, like, I was looking at the, like, Belichick, like Hillary. I was like, there's no way you blow this. And then this motherfucker is trying to throw go routes to Tom Brady and run reverses on fucking the final kickoff. And I just watched him do this, and I just said, how the fuck? And that's how these cucks were acting when Hillary lost.
It's true.
How did you not go to Wisconsin, bitch? I'm just sitting there like, why do you not run the ball, Bill? This is the worst fucking day I've had that doesn't have to do with Dallas sports.
I'm not gonna lie.
As a fan ever.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm kinda happy that Brady lost. In the way he lost, right?
Because he lost.
He lost.
Yeah.
He played hell of a game.
He didn't lose. His defense lost.
Well, that's the thing about Brady. If he wins, it's, oh my God, he's the greatest. But if they lose, it's the defense is
Doug Peterson,
500 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Hey, man.
We got to be honest.
If he lost, it was because the defense.
Yeah, and you got to be honest. Doug Peterson won the game. That was a brilliant fucking game plan.
Genius.
He out-Belichicked Belichick.
He out-Belichicked Belichick.
You said that on the text.
Yeah, he out-Belichicked Belichick. It was a great game. And look, I understand where you're going with it. I just think Matt Patricia is the defensive coordinator. First of all, he's going.
No, I mean, I'm not.
He's going to coach the Lions.
I'm not giving anything.
Yeah, poor Detroit that they got to deal with that. Okay, if they haven't historically had enough bad luck, now they're going to get a head coach with a guy whose defense was trash all year.
Yeah,
trash. He let Jacksonville and Blake Bortles put up.
They haven't. No, nobody scored a lot of points. That's the thing. It's bend but don't break, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
No,
like apparently their red zone defense was supposedly really good, but the thing was they were getting beat off of like these beautiful 20+ yard plays for touchdowns. It wasn't like
the fourth and goal. That's how you run a pass to a quarterback. The way Philadelphia did it. You don't do it on 4th and 5 at midfield. Fucking
and then over the shoulder. I mean, it was a shitty throw too.
Yeah, everybody's saying Brady should have caught it. If he's a receiver, he should have caught it. But he dropped the 6th round because he's the most slow, plodding quarterback in the NFL. Yeah. And now he's 40.
Yeah. Yeah. But he played a hell of a game, though, man. And that's why I'm happy he lost. I'm happy he lost. I didn't want to be like, oh, Brady was off or, oh, you got to hit him. And, like, that was the MO of how to beat the Pats, right? Like, you got to hit Brady.
Well, they did hit him to win the game.
Yeah, they got one hit finally. But, like, outside of that, that was probably Brady's best statistical – no, it definitely was. It was his best statistical performance in any playoff game he's ever played.
Put it this way. If they win that game, he's the MVP.
Of course.
Whoever
so you can't say he played shitty.
No, I'm not saying he played shitty.
Okay.
I'm saying he played
happy
awesome.
They lost with Brady
I'm happy he lost as he played.
Right.
He doesn't mind the way they lost.
Yeah, no, not at all. Like that's what's good about it.
Right.
But it is what it is, man. Like I'm not. I'm kind of bummed. I'm kind of bummed that Philly gets to enjoy something that I've like yearned for, which is like a long championship drought ended. Like,
he's a Jets fan.
Yeah, I'm a Jets fan, dude. So like when the Giants win, it's cool because whatever, home team. But like, it's not like if the Jets or the Knicks ever win something, and then the Yankees are just like you're spoiled. Whatever,
I mean, look, if the Knicks are gonna win, and it's gonna be an amazing day, and I'm gonna have so much fun. but I'm not going to break into Macy's. I'm just not. Like, think about how working class Philly is that you break into Macy's.
Yeah.
Go to Louis. Go to Prada. If you're gonna go to jail for grand larceny, not an untucked button down for $19.99 that you can order on Amazon.
Everything in Macy's is on sale already.
You're getting
it's all already 60%
what did you get,
off.
Fruit of the Loom underwear, you genius! Oh, what a brilliant guy!
And I know the
you
people
stole a 12-pack.
But I mean, to be fair, like I know people who've worked at Macy's and stuff like that. They're not laying their life on the line for that shit.
I've worked in what's it called in retail.
In retail, yeah.
And they told me they're like, you can't follow the guy outside the store if he's stealing. I was like, I'm not following him inside the store. I'm getting $8.50. $8.50 is to say, do you want this in a large?
Or like
$8.50 is not chasing down criminals who are willing to put their freedom on the line for a sweatshirt. That's an insane person. I'm not gonna risk my freedom with that guy.
Yeah, no, that's psycho.
All I'm saying is Philly, they were inside the gas station throwing bread at each other.
This is why they don't deserve good things.
You're 100% right. First of all, throwing bread like they're actual birds. These people are actual fucking seagulls. They're throwing bread and they're getting all excited. Oh, it's bread. It's bread. What am I? Oh my God. Fucking take a little break, take a breather, take a walk, run those stairs that Rocky runs. You got a little energy, you want to get out the system, do it. But don't destroy the city.
Look at Kevin Hart. You saw the Kevin Hart shit too?
First of all, Kevin, sit down.
Sit the fuck down, bro. You gotta relax.
I actually couldn't watch any post game. What happened?
This guy tried to walk up into the little 8x8. He tried to. It was worse than Lil Mama because when Lil Mama went on stage, 40 people were on stage,
and she made it to the stage.
40 people were on there that didn't need to be. There were backup dancers and all that shit. Kevin tried to walk up to that little 8x8 rectangle that they give the trophy.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah.
With the you know,
who's been carrying the city? It's been him and Cosby the last 40 years.
Shut the fuck up.
Cosby raped 60 women. Let Kevin walk on some steps.
No. The beautiful thing about it
they
is
stopped his little bitch ass.
They
didn't even let the linemen
They
up
got
there.
the exact moment as they're walking the trophy. You know, they play like the music and shit, and they're walking the trophy. And Kevin Hart's trying to do the thing where like
I love
you came into the club with like
my man got caught up in the hype.
Like, he tried to walk in, and security guard's like, "No, bro." And like you can see Kevin Hart doing like, "Yeah, but you know who I am," and and like the security guard who's probably
Thank God. I mean, I admire his confidence. I don't even have the confidence to walk up to like a nightclub that I don't know somebody at the door.
Imagine being
I'm texting my friend outside the nightclub like, "Yo, am I on the list? What's the deal?" This guy walked up to the 8x8 square where they give the trophy. Kev thought he was gonna hold the trophy.
Imagine being that
put yourself
famous.
in Kevin Hart's position. Exactly.
Yeah.
This guy is. Like, if he wants to do a movie with LeBron, it's there.
Yeah.
Like, Malcolm Jenkins going to keep me off a fucking podium. I know you bigger or whatever, maybe, but like, bruh, relax. This is my circle.
That is a level of fame I don't think I even ever want to
Many
attain.
free tickets as he's probably giving to them and their fucking shit.
Yeah,
Matter of fact,
he did a show in the...
Yeah, he did the show at the Link, sold that bitch out.
Fuck! I forgot he sold out that goddamn stadium.
Yeah, he sold out.
But at the same time,
it's
like, yo, what the
fuck? I'm stupid. So dumb. These stupid fans with their stupid bird emojis. Just sort of bird emoji me. Ring bird emoji.
The bird emoji's so fucking corny.
First of all,
fight song is so fucking corny.
Listen.
You're not in high school, fam. Fucking blue collar thugs.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Fuck.
Choke on a dick. Fly, Eagles, fly. Get a real bird.
Oh,
okay?
man.
Is it an eagle? Is it a bald
it's
eagle?
An eagle. I think
Yeah,
it's a bald.
shittiness
That's
is
actually a good
contagious.
bird. That's a great bird. That's a great bird.
Majestic
It's a pretty majestic looking bird.
Majestic ass
Like, have you ever seen a bald eagle like
Philly at all?
I'm
Philly
like,
does not deserve an eagle. It doesn't even deserve a pigeon. You could deserve a penguin, one that can't even fly, you cucks.
The Philly ostriches.
The Philly emu. Just a fast ass bird running around for no reason.
No, I can't fly, but I can run real fast and move my head.
You know what y'all need is a turkey, because it kind of has that beard that all you guys have down there in Philly. That little gobble gobble.
I love how people are gonna listen to this and thinking like, oh, they're finally giving Philly their props this episode. Nah, motherfucker.
First of all,
I give credit to Doug Peterson.
Oh, Doug Peterson called a hell of a game.
I give credit to the team, but the city don't deserve that team.
Oh no, absolutely.
You don't deserve that coach.
You know why they won it, and I already posted this on Instagram. This is Super Bowl 52. What is 52 in Roman numerals? L-I-I. L. loss. Philly is going to take all the L's possible, and especially one that's going to be in the Super Bowl.
Then they got 7 more Super Bowls coming up.
If they make it.
If they make it.
That's the thing.
If they make, and they could win next year.
Because
they could easily win next year.
Nick Foles, who we say like coaching doesn't matter. Nobody wanted Nick Foles. No. He was signing to be a backup. Big money to be a backup, but a backup. 32 teams said, nah. And then we were all, not only 32 teams said, nah, we're all talking about Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
Nobody thought about Nick Foles ever, and this dude got him to put 41 up twice in a row.
No, he's a baller. And he had a season where he was a baller. So we know that he can ball out in the given the right system.
But again, credit to Peterson.
Absolutely. And Nick Foles didn't even believe in Nick Foles.
Yeah.
Right?
Nick Foles retired, and he was like, I'll only come back to play for one coach, Andy
Reid.
Yeah.
Exactly, right? And I think quarterbacks do like playing for Reid.
Yeah. No, I think
he gets the most out of him.
That's the one thing I think in
this
fucking
football. Nick Foles, Dawson's Creek looking motherfucker is gonna. He's the least Philly looking dude in the world.
Like Sunshine from Remember the Titans.
He does.
He looks exactly
and
like
if he didn't have that kid, I would think he was everything like Sunshine from Remember the Titans.
Yo, man, ballsy fucking game. Went for it on 4th and goal. Went for it 4th and 1 in his own territory at his own 45. He doesn't make that 4th and 1. It's the Patriots game.
They called that game like a Madden game. Like,
Bruh,
they went for on 4th all the time. They threw it a million fucking times.
I hate so much that he's the Eagles coach.
Okay, listen, it's infuriating. That being said, this was the best possible scenario for the NFL.
Yeah.
The NFL got their golden goose. They got the most exhilarating offensive Super Bowl in history, right? Every Super Bowl is a defensive matchup, but this was offense. Raw, unadulterated, whatever.
Yeah,
unadulterated offense, right?
Yeah.
Tinfoil hats.
Okay, we'll get to your conspiracy theory in 1 second. My point is, and Brady loses. You have the Patriots in the Super Bowl, but Brady loses, which is what America wants to see, because it's like when the Yankees lose in the championship. We want the teams that. We want the teams that are great, but we hate to go down.
Yes. Adding to your point, everybody talks about conspiracy this, conspiracy that in favor of the Patriots. 2 touchdowns and a lot of games wouldn't be called touchdowns.
Yeah.
The Eagles' last 2 touchdowns, that catch that they called Ernst said he had it,
yeah.
that's just like the Dez thing they didn't call a catch. Just like the Steelers thing they didn't call a catch. They are both catches, but those have been overturned in previous games. This time they called it a catch. The other one before that, I don't remember who caught it, but kind of bobbling in the end zone. I don't think he had full possession until... But no, they went against the Patriots, so you can't say conspiracy.
And here's the thing: this is
ever you can't.
Can't say conspiracy. So 100% legit win, definitely legit loss for the Patriots, right? You have everybody in America that's watching the game happy, and excuse me, if the game sucked. Immediately, people are going to be like, man, we should have boycotted this shit. This shit is fucked up.
Yeah.
Everybody liked to boycott boring.
That being said,
you know what I mean? Like, you're lucky football ain't racist as fuck, baseball ain't racist as fuck, because we would have been taking a knee on that fucking sport. I'm ready.
I mean, that being said, like, the ratings were down this year.
Ratings are down for all TV.
But
being down doesn't... It's not about being down. It's about being down more so than total
relative
ratings
to the rest.
But I do feel like the Super Bowl is an outlier for that, though. Like with ratings being down throughout all television, like I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you binge watch shit, you're Netflix, you cut the cable. Like the Super Bowl is a quintessential television thing. Like you watch that shit on TV at home with people. All that.
If you have TV.
If you have TV,
or you go to a bar
now
somewhere.
That motherfuckers are going to bars and they're going to friends' houses because they cut the cord. And they have Netflix, they have all these other things, but they don't have basic. It used to be everybody just had 2, 4, and 5. Like you had 5,
you had at least 6 channels.
That's
like
it. And now people don't even got that shit.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was down more than that. I think it was a great fucking game. I think Justin killed the halftime performance.
I didn't watch that shit. I went and got a soda.
That motherfucker
Justin
beasted
fuck with that dude. I hear a lot of people saying whack. Most people I heard say it was whack.
Let me ask you a question.
I got a soda on that bitch ass motherfucker.
Okay, the people that are saying, who said it was whack? Is there a certain...
The only whack part about it was the Prince tribute, and I understand.
It's in Minnesota.
Do a Janet Jackson tribute, motherfucker.
No, but here's the thing.
Because you sold her ass out.
First
she sold his ass out.
You know what it is?
You think he really ripped her titty out, and she gonna have a patch on her titty?
You all the shit. He's like, oh, I didn't know.
It's your idea, bitch. You think Justin went to Janet? Yo, I got a dope idea. How about I just molest you on stage? No, bitch went to Justin. Yo, let me put your career and life in jeopardy by you fondling my titty in front of millions of fucking people.
Like it never
Stupid ass bitch. Fuck her.
Fuck Justin
No, fuck
Timberlake.
her and him
Fuck
taking the
him.
credit for that
Fuck
shit.
him.
I can't believe you're even defending this shit.
Fuck him.
You know, that shit would
Bitch
never
ass.
happen in India. It'd be covered up. You'd be like, how dare that bitch take a titty out? That's what you would be saying.
They'd stone her.
Exactly. Done put a stone that bitch. Put that fucking silk back on.
Nah, but the only thing, I mean, I get he's in Minnesota and I get, like, you know,
It's
giving props to
different
Prince,
because
whatever.
he's white.
It's different because
That's
that,
all I want everybody to admit.
No.
Because you know, if anybody
and
had
Justin-
that same fucking
No.
show, we would have
Prince
loved it.
and Justin Timberlake had legit beef. They did not fuck with each other. They were not friends.
Son,
Prince used to flame Justin Timberlake when Future Sex Love Sounds dropped. He was talking about, I guess they were at some award show, and Prince was like, "Oh, I don't know about these kids talking about they bringing Sexy back. Sexy never left. Yada yada yada." And Justin took it mad personal, and like
Yes, he
apparently,
did.
like he was shitting on him in like fucking Rolling Stone and
Yo.
the song with Timbaland and Nelly Furtado. That whole verse is about Prince. It's a Prince it's a singing diss record.
nobody
It's like,
cares about
it's like-
R&B beef.
but they
Nobody
should.
cares.
They
You
should.
wear high heels.
Here's my
Sit your ass down,
Listen.
Prince.
Yes, sir.
Nobody cares.
You can't-
You wear
Different, dog.
onesies.
You cannot
Nobody
do that to
cares.
Prince, dog.
You
like,
can do whatever the fuck you want.
You cannot. Not in Minnesota. No, you can't.
Listen,
Like, it's
anybody
like,
funeral,
Let me ask you a
somebody
question.
gets up and speaks for that dude, and that dude didn't like the person speaking on his
Yeah,
behalf.
somebody's
sit your
gonna
ass
say some
down.
shit.
All right, let me ask you this question. If they didn't do a tribute, then what?
then what?
How
Then
you
the
gonna
fuck
not
what?
do a tribute to Prince?
Do your
How
shit.
Oh, of course Justin Timberlake wanted to do a tribute to Prince. That's that white privilege shit.
Nah,
a white
but
guy
we
gets to
don't
come by
get-
and not do a
It's
tribute to
common.
Prince.
It's common knowledge. It's like if fucking. It's like if
Nobody
Meek.
cares, man.
It's like if God forbid,
You
like
could do
fucking
a real
like.
quick tribute. You could do like a
Yeah, like
in
fuck.
memory of Prince at the end
Son.
or whatever the fuck.
Son,
Yo,
first
first
of
It's
of
like
all,
God forbid, fucking like
I will
Drake
never
dies
forgive
tomorrow,
this dude.
Son,
and then Meek Mill has
y'all
a
thinking
fucking.
too much about beef.
I'm telling, bro.
Y'all thinking too much about
If
Japan.
I'm just saying, keep
America
that same energy.
dropped two
I'm just
nuclear
saying,
weapons
keep that same energy.
on Japan.
I'm just saying,
America
keep
dropped
that
two
same
new. I'm
energy.
keeping the same energy. America dropped two nuclear weapons on Japan. Did they not?
Yes.
Two nuclear bombs. Boom.
Energy's been kept for the past what?
What energy is that?
70
The breakdancing energy that these motherfuckers are doing?
That's
That
what you want. You want us to be Japan?
Listen,
You want
listen.
us to be Japan? We just let Justin Timberlake up there doing a fucking tribute? This dude shouldn't have been
no,
back.
he's
Do you
America.
Do you think any
Justin Timberlake is America. He's like,
All right.
whatever, that motherfucker dead. I won. You lost. You under the grave wearing
How
heels.
does this guy
I'm out
slide on
here.
everything?
Who?
Justin Timberlake.
Because he's nice with
he
it.
never gets called out for shit.
I mean,
No,
that being said,
y'all got to keep the same energy.
Before the Prince tribute, he was smoking that performance. Like he did kill it a little bit. I ain't
Motherfucker
gonna
was
lie.
killing
I don't
it.
But
know
the
'cause
Prince
I didn't
tribute
watch.
was like it's just.
He
I would
did a
have been.
stupid
I would have been.
What
cool.
song was he
If
singing?
he just did his
if it's
whole
not Raspberry
shit,
Beret, I don't know it. Prince
Till the
mad
End of Time.
overrated.
He
Prince
did
mad
Till the End of-
overrated. There's a hot take. Mad
All
overrated.
right, you gotta go.
Prince can't
I'm
fuck
sure-
no kids.
Alex, shut
Prince
his
can't
mic
fuck
off.
no kids.
What do you mean
Prince
he
can't fuck no kids.
I got Prince can
Prince can't fuck
absolutely
no kids.
Prince can absolutely
But
fuck
would you
kids.
listen to his music
Hell
still?
yeah.
I ain't Raspberry
Hell yeah.
Beret.
Hell yeah.
I ain't Raspberry
Let me find out
Beret.
Prince fuck some kids right now.
Nope. Prince, if it comes
Put
out
the
that
rain
Prince
on
fuck kids,
immediately.
if it comes out Prince fuck kids, Jay-Z taking all his music off title immediately. Jay-Z ain't taking no fucking Michael Jackson off title. That Thrill is still gonna be slopping on title.
That's because Michael
Prince
Jackson.
not good enough to fuck kids.
'cause
Tom
Michael-
Brady tongue kissed his son. Tom Brady tongue kissed his son.
That's
He
why
tongue
lost.
kissed his son, and we were like,
That's why
hey,
he
sometimes
fucking
you gotta
lost.
love your
That's why he
kids.
lost. Real talk.
Let me
That's
tell
why
you
he
something.
fucking lost,
Real talk.
dude.
If a running back on the Patriots tongue kissed his son, we would be like, put that motherfucker in jail. That guy not allowed to play in the Super Bowl
No, it was shocking how many people did not talk about that.
because he's great.
Oh my God.
Motherfucker's great.
Everybody's talking about that.
I'm
to me.
like, no, I understand. Like, yo,
low
love
key,
your kids.
low key, that might be the key to greatness, pedophilia. Yo. I'm starting to think about this shit. Low key, I'm sorry. Listen, I want it to be true. I don't want it to be true, but there's a lot of evidence to support that shit.
You got two guys.
Roman Polanski.
There's
That's
not a lot of
greatness.
evidence.
Greatness.
That's not a lot of evidence.
Hold up, Woody Allen.
What are you talking
Woody Allen whack, dog.
No,
Woody
son,
Allen
Woody.
whack.
Okay,
Wow.
look.
Woody Allen,
Tom
the Justin
Brady.
Timberlake movie.
Woody Allen. Roman Polanski. All I'm saying is there is this weird correlation between these motherfucking pedophile dudes. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, I do
Come
not
on,
know
yo.
what you're saying.
No, listen, I will never
Yo.
stop. I will never
Some
stop.
Catholic church sermons were slapping. You know, them Catholic priests, motherfuckers was loving those
Catholic
priests.
church sermons were slapping. It's the most
Y
boring church.
pluribus
Listen.
unum.
I'm Catholic.
That's not bars.
Pluribus
That's not bars.
Invictus.
That's not
Is that the back of a dollar bill you're
I don't know,
saying?
man. That's the only Latin I know, son. I don't know Latin. All I know is that.
Oh, that's not what they say.
Y tu mamá también. Despacito.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Yo, okay, listen, I'll never stop a comedian's mind from exploring. So good for you for doing that, but it's just not right. Woody Allen is awful. This motherfucker's horrendous. He's horrendously overrated. I dare you.
Is awful.
I dare you to watch a Woody Allen movie, not fall asleep.
Son,
that shit is ambient. It's like a Louis C.K. comedy special. Before you knew I was falling asleep in that motherfucker before I knew he was jerking off on hoes.
Asking to.
Listen, white dudes.
Listen, all I'm trying to say is there's a bunch of motherfuckers out there. Michael Jackson, obviously.
I'll give you Mike.
Okay, give me Mike for white people. Woody
You're
Allen.
not gonna have me sit here and defend pedophilia.
For white people,
like just for being talented.
Why are you framing it like that?
You can't be. Yo, listen.
Listen, steroids is wrong. Steroids are wrong, but they help you do good shit.
Steroids.
You know what I mean?
Steroids and pedophilia are not the same thing.
I'm not justifying it.
If you're on steroids,
steroids are wrong.
If you're on steroids, you are not harming anyone but yourself.
Son,
if you're a pedophile, you're touching fucking kids.
What if that pedophile shit is like stem cells?
Hold on.
It's like HGH. You know what I mean? Like, but you're getting it from the source.
You are saying there's a correlation. There are way more pedophiles who aren't great than there are pedophiles who may or may not.
You know where these pedophiles are at? Let's get them.
Jail.
Tell me.
Jail. How loud do we get on this argument?
Christ. Yeah, I saw the levels
crazy.
Off the fucking shit just now.
I was trying to move back from the fucking mic.
I'm gonna tell y'all straight up though, man.
I mean, Jared sold the shit out of a Subway sandwich.
He said Jared sold the shit out of
Jared
Subway
ain't great, dog. Jared's sloppy
Subway
build.
hasn't recovered
That motherfucker is one of the greatest weight loss specialists in history.
Get out of my face, dog.
Bro, he lost 300 pounds off Subway. The bread is made out of yoga mats, son. You're not digesting yoga mats, son.
That's why he lost weight.
Say what?
That's why he lost weight. Shit is all indigestion, not food. He's just shitting it out.
Son.
That's not greatness. He wasn't in fucking Mr. Olympia. Herschel Walker, that's a fat kid who did great things. Fuck no kids.
Yo, like
that we know of. All I'm trying to say is we gotta look into this. We gotta look into these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta look into these motherfuckers, see what's going on. Kaz is sweating over here, bro.
I'm not even sweating. I'm just like I'm at a loss for words. Like it's the first time
this is what we
we've
do
done this podcast.
No, it's important.
Maybe
we
misunderstood the Fountain of Youth the whole time. maybe it wasn't about staying young.
They say dipping into the Fountain of Youth, and that's something different. Yeah.
I've lost it. I
never seen Kaz with no hat. I never seen Kaz with no hat.
Kaz on his hat, bro.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Yo, real talk. Answer me this, Akaash.
I'll answer. I got no problem answering.
Who did Gandhi sleep with every night?
Nobody.
Don't lie, boy.
He didn't fuck nobody.
I didn't say
My man
fuck.
was celibate.
I didn't say fuck. Who did he sleep with every night?
Well, that's not pedophilia. If you didn't
I
sleep with
didn't
nobody.
say fuck.
That's not pedophilia.
So
you leave your kids around them?
Around Gandhi? Yeah, I'll leave my kids around Gandhi.
You be like, hey,
that's
go
Gandhi,
sleep.
Come on.
Go sleep in
Fam.
their bed.
Yo, so what Gandhi would do is to prove that his ability to like not have to desire. He would have two 16-year-old girls sleep in the same bed with him.
Also,
Really?
this is also a guy who got married at 13. His wife was 11, so 16 wasn't really 16 to them.
That was some old bitches. Is that what you're trying to say? That was
to
some
them,
old
that
bitches.
shit was ready. He grew up in a time where you have
He's
your
like,
period, you're a
16,
woman.
damn.
That was the time.
No. First of all, 16.
You're out of your prime at 16.
I mean, like, yo, real talk. I mean, like, at that time, we're talking 16 was considered a female, an adult. You know what I mean? Shit.
Yeah.
At certain times, bar mitzvahs is 13.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Sweet
this
16 is
Yeah, life expectancy wasn't that long.
I think we forget childhood is much longer in this. So a 16-year-old girl now, that's still a child.
I'm not trying to say he's not wrong.
I'm saying this to the
I'm not
white
I'm not trying to say he's not right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say he was great. Do you know what I mean? And maybe he had to absorb some of that greatness
16-year-old was no child back then, and also he didn't fuck him.
that we know of.
Just like
you keep saying that we know.
I'm just saying.
That's how you get out of everything.
Listen, I just say, isn't it interesting? Because you gotta have. It's like
his
some
wife
shit.
was pregnant with multiple kids at 16.
Yeah,
She done had
it would
kids.
be impossible to fuck your wife and another woman.
I'm
Nobody's
saying-
ever done
No,
that.
I'm saying that
I've
too.
never-
I'm saying that to
I
say
don't know what that
16 wasn't
means.
16. It wasn't
Look,
the same 16
all I'm
it is
trying
now.
to say, all I'm trying to say is, motherfuckers was like, when he was doing a hunger strike, how are you not eating? You know. Maybe some pussy was getting ate. That's all I'm trying to say. You know what I mean?
My man was in prison, dog. My man was in prison.
Oh man,
I'll tell you to read a book, but it's funnier if you don't.
Yeah, like you just let it rock.
How they got the girls in the prison with them?
I was about to say like,
Yo, that's
I was about to say that
wild,
doesn't
son.
really help the case if it's in prison. That's probably worse. You know how prisons get down.
All I'm trying to say, listen, is we'll probably never be able to do a podcast again after this. Because motherfuckers are gonna splice one little thing out.
Oh my god!
Of
Flagrant
you.
2 podcast.
Of you.
Of me, what?
Appreciate the appreciation of child molesters.
Stop using words like appreciation and justification.
You literally just were like,
Son.
yo, listen. There's a correlation
Wait, hold
of
on,
greatness.
Let me ask you this.
and
Listen,
child
when you
molestation.
kill the leader,
What
you
the
become the
fuck?
leader.
Let me ask you this.
Bad things can
Let me
work
ask you
out
this.
for you.
What comedian, how great of a comedian do you want to be?
The greatest.
How badly do you want to be the greatest?
I know where this is going.
Because you're the one entertaining the ideas. So I just want to know where
Just
else your
saying.
mind is going. You know what I mean?
You've thought about this before. What
In the
14-year-old?
words of Floyd Mayweather. Hard work! Dedication! Hard work! Dedication!
All work is easy work.
All work's easy work!
When they're too young to know what's going on.
Nah,
Floyd, you think Floyd fuck kids?
Say what?
You think Floyd fuck kids?
No.
Floyd beating up grown women. You don't do that and fuck kids.
Oh my god.
Why you so old? Why you over 18?
Yo, this is the best part of the day.
Yes, this is the best part of
Son,
it.
it's
Absolutely.
just- we the greatest.
Jesus Christ.
We just the greatest. Let
So
me tell
yo, more Super Bowl talk. This Malcolm Butler shit.
That's the worst segue we've
More
ever
Super Bowl
had.
talk.
Yo.
So what the
Yo.
fuck? What do you think happened?
I'll tell
Malcolm
you what.
Butler-
I'll tell you what didn't happen.
He didn't touch no kick.
Belichick
Or else they would've been out
served
there
him up.
starting, like, yeah.
Served him up.
But
A couple gingers from Boston. He was like, "Nah, I can't do that, Belly."
Yeah, I don't understand this Malcolm Butler thing, man. It's killing me.
yeah,
I don't
nah,
get it.
it's
He was
nuts.
sick and he missed the bus, right?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, he
if
didn't
that-
go with the team. He didn't travel with the team, and apparently he was sick and he had went to the hospital or something like that. That's what I read, and it could have been just disciplinary shit. You never break, you never make exceptions for people, and it could have been something where it's like, we believe in these other,
There's a
the other
time
players.
you would really respect that if they won. I would really respect that if they won.
Yeah.
But they didn't.
They
And
lost.
they could have used him.
And
You're-
they
you're right.
lost specifically because they were targeting where he usually would be.
But I thought that Rowe did well. I thought that Rowe.
Listen, I don't know if that. I haven't heard that specific thing because, like I said, I'm too sad to read post game coverage. But I know the secondary got. I mean, Nick Foles was the MVP, so obviously he was throwing that ball around.
Right.
he busting their
And
ass.
they could have used. You can never have enough good corners. That's what everybody
And
says in
it
the NFL.
And in a
It's a
game,
good corner.
No, you're right. Okay, fair
in a
enough.
game that comes down to the last drive, it's hard to justify a healthy scratch of somebody who has literally won you a Super Bowl before.
Right.
So
As someone who didn't start.
if he's
Yeah.
somebody who didn't start, but here's the thing: Bill Belichick, he'll never get questioned over it. He's fucking Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
If he felt like not starting him, he didn't want to start him. They still had a chance to win it all. Like,
Yeah.
still has a chance.
There were many people will chalk it up to one play. They'll chalk it up to Brady dropping that pass. They'll chalk it up to.
I do not think a sickness or some disciplinary thing happened. It had to be somebody has to know where the bodies are buried when it comes to this shit. There's
Oh,
no
you think
way.
it's that bad?
It has to be. It has to be. He's a free agent next year. Unrestricted free agent. Like,
Are they that
He's
savage
played-
that they're trying to break
he's
him
played
before
in
free
9.
agency?
Apparently,
But you would just leave then. That's why you wouldn't do it. It's because that guy would be like, "Oh,
Some-
fuck you, I'm out."
Sometimes
apparently
you
he's
break
played in
someone's soul.
93% of all defensive snaps.
97.
97% of all defensive snaps. And he's a healthy scratch for the Super Bowl. Like, I don't know, man. To me, it kind of feels like
What do you think it is?
it don't smell right to me, though.
But what do you think it is?
I think he rocked the boat.
How?
That locker room was fractured for a while, man. There was a lot of talk about, a couple weeks ago we was talking about like the Belichick shit,
The
and
dissension.
Brady, the dissension, Robert Kraft, the whole Garoppolo shit, yada yada
Do you have
yada.
an idea like what specifically you think he did?
I don't know, but I think he was.
I heard he was listening to Prince.
I mean, he would have played well if he did. Well, he would
Yeah.
have played something. But no, I mean, like there has to be there's no way that's not connected to the possible, breakup of the Patriots. Like Gronk's talking about possibly retiring. Like
I mean, apparently
Gronk should probably retire.
Just his body can't take that.
Dog,
And
he gets mauled.
he gets mauled, and we need him just as a personality.
Just to do goofy shit.
He can be. I mean, like immediately he'll have a show on Barstool. Where they just send him to like an Idiot Abroad. That
he'd be the white Marshawn.
Say what?
He'd be the white Marshawn.
Yeah,
he is the white Marshawn.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
He's frat boy Marshawn.
Yeah,
he is.
Everything you do is just funny, and you get a pass on all of it.
Yeah, he
Whatever,
can do all
I'm
the
with it.
fucked up shit, and he's just like, it's Gronk. It works out. But no, I definitely think that's connected to it.
Well, apparently he's been I've been reading. I think that he was unhappy, and they were unhappy. It was like kind of tenuous, their relationship all year.
He just wants to do a touchdown dance. That's all he wants to do is
I was
celebrate.
talking about Malcolm Butler.
Talk about Butler.
Oh, Butler. There's always been.
Yeah, that's this. I've been reading that they weren't like he's gone at the end of this year. I just don't get why you don't sit him for a quarter and then get back in there.
Yeah,
that's disciplinary action.
Especially,
you're not playing for a quarter.
But were they really getting smoked that much? Is the question?
Yes, they were down 22.
The first touchdown
was at the end of the first half.
Was it to Alshon Jeffrey?
Alshon Jeffrey.
The Alshon Jeffrey smoked on his side, going up the what was it 40-yard?
And then they put Gilmore. Then they put Gilmore on him, and then I shut him down for the rest of the game.
I think Belichick outsmarted himself. Gilmore all year has been guarding the biggest receiver.
Yeah.
The best. He didn't guard that guy this time. At the
he
beginning.
did. He did at the beginning.
They made the switch. Didn't start out that way. You didn't start Malcolm Butler. Again, some of these trick plays, I was like, you're running well.
Yeah.
I don't know what their yards per carry was. I wish if we had time, I should have looked it up beforehand. But they were running the ball well.
Yeah.
But they're running fucking reverses and flea flickers. It's like, yo, too many trick plays, man.
Yeah.
I'm into it, but like, too many. You don't need them.
That Brady play was hilarious because he was gonna get fucking torched. If he caught that ball.
Listen, if he caught it, I would have been like, holy shit, this is crazy. But as they're throwing the ball and I see Brady running, I'm like, are you going to throw the ball to the slowest quarterback in history?
In history, I'm like, bro, like he
runs like Bernie Kosar in Madden.
The slowest running.
You remember the old Madden? Bernie Kosar, like accurate, but that shit was slow motion, glacial.
Bro, the slowest running and best throwing quarterback in the NFL, have him running around.
Yeah, it's weird.
He just outsmarted himself.
I love that Doug Peterson scored on the exact same play.
Yeah.
And there's something that doesn't break your will, but will break your confidence slightly. Oh, you try to trick us? We're going to trick you and do it. We're not scared.
And if you watch the replay, when they're calling it, he's pointing like at his playbook, like before they even threw it. He's like, he knew he had him.
Yeah.
He knew he had him.
It's an amazing play.
It was a oh my
gorgeous,
God, it was fucking gorgeous to watch. I'm like, once I saw that, I'm like, because I think the Patriots
walking up to the line, signaling.
I think the Patriots had it after the half, and this is what the Patriots do: they score quickly to end the half, they get the ball back at halftime, they score again, and then you never recover. So it was like if you don't play to win and not play to like, not lose, you're gonna lose.
He never got scared. He
looked them right down the barrel.
Peterson or Foles? You're saying
Peterson and Foles, but Peterson going for it on 4th and 1 is not. If you don't get that, this shit is over at your own 45. Going for it on 4th and goal, you take the save points. He just said, "Nah, we didn't get. This is not what we do. We're going for it. We're going for the win." And every time they just came the fuck through. Credit to everybody on that team, but Doug Peterson, holy fuck. Philly does not deserve that man.
It was a great game, man. It was a great game, and
saddest I've ever been.
Kind of disappoints me, man.
Because his girl.
Oh my God.
Akaash's girl and her whole family's from
Philly. And then all of a sudden she cares about football. All of the fucking sudden. She always knew the fight song because she grew up in that slum. And she just kept fucking singing it. And then it was really adorable. She like started getting into football, and then she's like trying for the day, and she's watching the second half. She was like, "It's always a tight game with the Patriots," and I was like, "What are you fucking
you
talking
don't fucking know what you're talking about." God damn, but you can't say that.
Yeah,
why not? You're just in the back of your head.
I tell girls right away, you don't have to pretend to like sports. It's fine.
I prefer it that way.
Yeah, I prefer you not pretend.
Yeah, give me the sanctuary.
Yeah, just let this be my shit. Don't try to. Girls always try to feel like they have to do the things that they and you don't. Matter of fact, we do these things to get away from you. That's part of why we enjoy them so much. It's a me time sports. Yeah, you don't have to be into it.
Yeah,
God forbid you know more than me. This girl once that I was dating, she like knew like a play in the NBA called Floppy. Familiar with Floppy? Yeah, you guys don't know either. It's an offensive play.
Okay.
It's basically 2 double screens down low, and it opens some shit up. It's how a lot of teams start their offense, but they don't use it anymore.
I think it's a flex offense, right?
I don't
Anyway,
fucking know.
Sorry.
But she was like, do you know what floppy is? Or something like that. Yeah, they run floppy or something like that. And I was like, what? They're like, do you know what floppy is? Never dated that girl again. That was the last time that we went on a date. It's not going to happen.
Wait, you don't, so it's a turnoff if like a girl's in the sports?
You don't need to be. If you really truly like it for you,
Mm-hmm.
that's fine. But you don't have to fake it so that we like it. Like it, you should treat sports like we treat shopping with you. Just fucking sit there in the corner. Shut
Find
up.
a bench.
Yeah, find a bench.
Play on your phone.
Shut
Yeah.
up. Play on your phone. Just when I say something, you go, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need support or anything like that. It's fine. Just let us have your thing. You have your shopping.
Yeah, you've got your interests, I've got mine. I have a joke about this. I had no idea that if my girlfriend cares about something, I'm supposed to care in the exact same way. I would never, would never sit her down and be like, how do you not care about what LeBron is up against?
It's fucking odd. I want to say thank you, by the way, to all the assholes that came out. Oh, throw those assholes up.
Yeah,
man.
throw them up tight. Keep it
'em
tight. Keep it
yo.
tight.
Keep them tight. To all the assholes that came out to my LA show, man. That was so fucking dope. I went on stage and immediately the assholes are getting thrown up.
That's
Nice.
dope.
We had this great sold out show at the Hollywood Improv. We got a lot of Brilliant Idiots fans out there, but a lot of Flagrant 2 fans out there. It felt like everybody in that audience listened to Flagrant 2. The assholes went way up. And, you know, we were joking around about how, like, LA isn't exactly the best place to be throwing up a sign. You know? But it was just so dope to see them all out there. And I'm looking at this audience. And I deadass think I have the most diverse audience of any comedian alive right now.
Why do you say that?
I look at their faces.
Just look at the face, yeah.
It's just, I don't think there's anybody who has it. I really don't believe.
Yeah.
You know, it's possible Chappelle and Rock, but I would say that their diversity is easier.
Well, yeah.
Because they're starting out minority.
Yeah.
They're gonna have black people come to the audience off of like a kinship or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
When you come out to a show, and I think we'll notice this with our live show, which is February 7th.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the beautiful thing, I've always wondered like what my tribe is. I'm like, what is my tribe? Who are my people? What are they, who do I have? You know? And I think what it comes down to a lot of ways are like people who don't necessarily feel like they get along or they have the same thinking as the tribe that they're supposed to be from.
Yeah.
Right? Like they have, you know, I've always had this kind of like different way of looking at things, and I've always cherished people who thought differently because it kind of made me feel comfortable with my thoughts. Yeah, rock the boat,
man. Like I think
you Malcolm Butler it.
I Malcolm Butler that shit, real talk. No, and I was thinking about this, and I was like, and you know, I've always had these different thoughts. So when I hear other people, you know, Akaash, one of the reasons I was drawn to him, it was like he thought about the world in a different way, and I'm like, oh, I fucking like this guy as a comedian, you know, like, and even like the thinkers, I'm like, oh, why am I drawn to people? Oh, because they make me feel comfortable, they make me feel normal, thinking differently.
Yeah,
and it was just this really cool thing to be in this audience telling like edgy, fucked up jokes that you're not supposed to say anymore.
Yeah,
by the way, and 200 people in the most sensitive time in American history are laughing at fucked up shit. And it's like we don't have to be sensitive.
Yeah.
If we get the assholes together.
Yes.
You know, and
that's the community, man.
And
like
bro,
that's
and back to the diversity shit, it was like what was so dope about it was these people didn't come to the show because our faces looked the same. Right? They didn't come to the show because we have a similar culture or anything like that. There was one reason, right? They came because we had ideas that were appreciated, even though we disagreed. It was based on ideas. And when you bring people together based on ideas, they just end up being diverse.
Yeah.
It wasn't forced Hollywood diversity.
Mm-hmm.
It was, hey man, I like the way you think. Oh, it just so happens I'm Mexican, you're white, but that's what's up.
Yeah.
Bro, it was organic.
Yeah.
And it was just so fucking dope to see, and it's so great. And I hope that all those people there that came out to the show and continue to come out to the shows from Views from Assists, like, if you know people that think a little bit outside the box and they think differently, they appreciate it. I'm sure that people call you contrarian or devil's advocate. That's their way of justifying the fact that you don't think tribally. That's their way of going, oh, he thinks different than me. Well, he must be a contrarian or devil's advocate. Mm-hmm. No, you just think different. You have different ideas. And if you got people that think like that, come out to Flagrant 2. Come out to the Views from the Assist store. Make sure you go check, you know, Akaash on tour and go check out Hennypalooza and all these things. But
do say Palooza now.
Do say Palooza. But like check out the things. My bad. But check out the things that we're doing because we are building something here.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit more difficult to put together these tribes because we don't have like a book that bonds us.
Yeah.
We don't have a country that bonds us. But we do have a way of thinking.
Yeah.
And it's exciting to see that.
No, I said this before. I think this is actually, as much as we try to force diversity in the way we look, this is maybe the least diverse time in history. Because even when things were like segregated racially, you would talk to people and you would disagree with them and you would argue and yell at each other and still be friends.
Right.
That's just how it worked.
Yeah.
Now it's like, if you don't think the exact same way as me, we don't ever have to talk.
Yeah.
I'll go on Facebook and talk to other people, Twitter, follow other people, IG, follow other people. And it's, in terms of the way we think, it's just a bunch of little sections that are completely, homogenous?
Yes.
Just a homogenized ways of thinking. And I don't think the people that we're talking to agree with us. They're just open to hearing something different.
Yeah. And they get excited by it. There's often people who I follow who I disagree with points that they're making.
Just endorsed molesting kids. No, I'm kidding.
Y'all really trying to bounce me out the paint.
Nobody here is going to agree
Y'all
with
really
that.
trying to bounce me out the paint.
But
you bounced yourself, fam.
Yeah, bro.
You took one step out.
Yeah, man.
Nah, son, I'm chilling. I'm always on the line.
I mean, everybody, like, that's the thing. Like, nobody's going to agree with it, but, like, with the audience that we've built and just kind of, like, the community that we're kind of building, like, the asshole army.
Assembly of assholes.
The assembly of assholes.
Asshole annihilators is my favorite. Throw them up. Keep it tight.
You're kind of starting to see that, you know, we are that tribe. You know, like the tribe that we're all looking for, like, because, you know, I may not be a stand-up comedian, but, like, I do think differently in the way I conduct business, or I, you know, write or do work for multiple other things. But you kind of have to do that. You know what I mean? Especially now where it's more important than ever to hear some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are people that I will sit and watch talk, not because, you know, I'm fans of theirs, but I'm interested in what they have to say, even though I'm not going to agree with it. And I guess, like, that's, in 2018, that's how so many people have even just gotten popular. Like, they'll hate watch some shit.
Yeah.
Just to be like, oh, the fucking kids, I can't wait to tell this person, da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
That's why I taught every single person that tells me I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about or DMs me some shit about Flagrant. I talk to every single one of them because I want to hear them, I want to feel them, I want to touch them, and I need to be able to keep that mind state of it's okay to think differently. It's okay to not think differently. What's not okay is to be closed-minded about, you know, just ideas right now, because they're just ideas.
Yeah,
just ideas.
I was thinking,
harmful.
So I think I was texting you about this, Akaash. And it might be a joke one day, but I think there's, you know, we were talking about often. Akaash has this great point where he goes, you know, he goes, liberals are the most closed-minded about closed-mindedness.
Yeah.
Right. Like liberals say they're open-minded and that they own this word open-minded, but if you disagree with them on anything, they won't hear you out and they won't listen to you. Not all liberals. We're talking about the extreme left.
Okay.
Right? So I said to him, I was like, you want to know who's really open-minded? Not the person that is okay with abortion, right? The person that believes, the conservative that believes abortion is murder, but is okay with you getting one. That's open-minded, right? Because that person is going, all right, well, you just murder kids. All right, I get, you know, I have to respect your culture. And that is open-minded. Not the person who believes in abortion and thinks that anybody who doesn't is a piece of shit asshole who doesn't respect women and doesn't respect women's rights. There's nothing open-minded about that, right? What you're saying is anybody who's not me is wrong.
It's incredibly closed-minded.
Is incredibly closed-minded.
Because everyone has their own agenda, man. Like, a lot of people have their own agendas, and if you don't support that agenda, they will do everything they can to stop you.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And that's not really being open-minded. It's like people are only open-minded to a point. You know what I mean? They're only open-minded to a point until they feel like you are getting in the way of their agenda.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's just the way it is, man. Especially now where you can't even say you can't even mention certain things.
Yo,
without.
Did you guys read what Chappelle said? Chappelle was like, "This country's turning into a bunch of
pussies,
bitch ass
N-words."
Yeah. He said that on a special.
Yeah.
You know what I just thought?
What?
You left to Africa. That's some bitch ass shit, son. Like, you got no real talk, and this shit just hit me this morning. I'm sitting there this morning. I'm like, hold on. You gonna make fun of the person that gets triggered in a comedy show and leaves? You were triggered by a comedy show and left. And then you had this whole long spiel at the end of the special, which was so fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
The Iceberg Slim story, which is so fucking brilliant. And literally that special is my favorite that he's ever done. He's arguably my favorite comic. Mm-hmm. But I just realized he's like, that Comedy Central was pimping him, right? Yeah. And I just realized, dog, renegotiate.
It wasn't about
some bitch shit is to go to another country and get your life together.
But Africa is awesome though.
Regardless of okay, imagine he went to China, right? Like it doesn't matter the place
because China sucks.
He just got out. What I'm saying is he got out. Like if you keep the same energy, is what I'm saying. Like dog, you got all the leverage. All you just go back there. If 50 million ain't enough for you, ask for 250.
Same energy is he went through that for 2.5 years of his show getting with, and then he just reached a breaking point. That was it. Wasn't he heard one joke at a comedy show, got up, walked out. That's what I'm saying. Those are two different things. But also to me, I'm
not saying that the one joke put him over. All I'm saying is,
but no, it's different.
You talking about people being bitch asses. You're making a comedy show, and you had to go to Africa.
No,
son, motherfuckers work at a coal mine every day, go downstairs, breathe coal, and then they shut down the coal mine, and they don't go, I'm going back to Poland. I need to find my roots.
They're making $40 million a year.
I need to figure my life out.
They'd be like, fuck these coals, I'm going to Poland.
But you understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you're in the right position to be calling out America.
Here's why I think he's exactly in the right position. Because to me, I always
I want to open for him.
No.
Wouldn't we all though?
I'm not Muslim. I'm not opening for him.
You got a little hair on your hat.
Oh shit! Sorry. I thought he was like, "Oh, your hat's cool."
Go.
Yeah. I always saw Chappelle as an open-minded, liberal, sensitive dude.
Yeah.
Africa, the way he kind of approached race and like.
Genius.
I always saw him not just genius. I saw his genius, but also I thought he was very sensitive and like liberal.
Yeah.
So for him to be lashing out against these people now, to me, lets me know how far they've taken it. Like you guys have taken it way too far that the guy who used to be at the forefront of speaking on your behalf is now like, yo, fuck that.
Yeah, and he said it in the special too. He was like, you're gonna have a lot of imperfect allies.
Oh,
it's like Ben Affleck tried to come out and was like, and he's like, whatever, Nick, you grabbed the titty in '92, and he's like, well, I'm out, and then fell the fuck back.
No, and his thing about moral absolutism was brilliant. Listen, I don't want to conflate these two things here. I'm not trying to be the guy who's hating on Chappelle for attention or a hot take.
Yeah, we've talked about it. We've talked about this podcast. He's the greatest.
He's the greatest, and he is my favorite working right now. Him and Rock, and I will indulge and try to learn as much as I can from every single thing. That being said, I also believe in consistency and keeping the same energy. I don't know if you could call motherfuckers soft and act like that didn't happen.
So that's
I just don't know if those two things can exist in the same world. Am I wrong to think
maybe
that?
To your point, he should acknowledge that. But to me, that's why I was like, yo, I thought it would mean more because when Chappelle is coming out against these guys, it's like, yo, this has been your dude.
I guess maybe I want to hear. No, I understand your point about that. That makes perfect sense.
You just want to hear him own it.
I just want to hear him say, listen, I understand why you guys are so easily triggered, and because I've been there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, own it.
I was so triggered, I threw away $50 million when I could have easily just knocked on the door, renegotiated, and made $200 million.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, no, he hasn't specifically said it, but he has basically said he regrets it.
I mean,
just
renegotiate. We acting like this doesn't happen every year in the NFL.
It was like 14 years ago though, man. Like 2004 was a long time ago.
And this isn't direct acknowledgement, but he's done the thing on like talk shows and stuff where they're like, I walked away with some money, and I walked away, 10 million or whatever. Everybody goes, oh, what's the difference between 10 million and 50 million?
Ask your
wife. Tell you. No, he goes, I'll tell you. The difference is a staggering $40 million.
That's great. Bro, he's
I think you hear him say in small pockets, I regret walking away. I shouldn't have walked away.
Yeah, he definitely does. You can tell he does.
But then he got his money back, which is the ultimate win. He got $50 million exactly.
That was
I think that was a very purposeful number.
Shit, I thought he got more than that. But I mean, look,
probably,
I want him to get
everything.
50. We should all be watching this type of comedy. This is comedy at the highest level. You're watching Jordan, you're watching Tom Brady in their fucking prime, and it's just unbelievable. All I'm saying is I have values, and I stick to my values. It's the reason why people fuck with me is because I have these values. Keeping the same energy is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's the reason why we started out this podcast trashing Philadelphia for fucking 20 minutes, because we keep the same energy.
Anybody but you, Tom. Anybody but you.
Yo, you know what you brought up? Greatness. Actually, two things to that, because I know I wanted to talk about this last week.
Yeah.
You said nobody's genius is more genius than Floyd's.
Yeah.
Chappelle's comedy genius might be more genius than Floyd's. I've never seen a comedy mind like this in my life.
I don't know. I mean, I those first run of Netflix specials, when I first saw it, I was like, "That's good," but I think he slipped it. I think the years of difference, whatever.
Yeah.
These last two was when I was like, "Is he this nice at comedy that he put out 2 mid specials before just so he could have a special about the special?"
He put out 4 hours in 2 years.
Yeah,
how fucking crazy that is.
I think he's that brilliant with it that he
is.
threw out the first 2 like it was a fucking
I
a
thought
radio
the first
signal.
one was a masterpiece. Deep in the Heart of Texas, I didn't like as much.
Yeah.
The first one I thought was a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah, I loved it as well, and I think that there's been mixed reactions, and I also think like we have a different opinion on comedy as comics because we're so fucking close to it. Like a lot of times, movie buffs really like a movie that the rest of us are
that's
like,
true, yeah.
that shit's kind of whack
Mhm.
because they pick up on maybe all the nuance and how hard it is to get
do
that
that.
shot
Yeah.
and get these,
I
etc.
feel like I see how the sausage is made and what he's doing, and like, and like I see it. I'm like, oh, fuck,
It's like
this is
it's
unbelievable.
why like basketball purists like go nuts over like Nikola Jokic from the Nuggets or whatever shit. It's like it's why people fucking adore him because he's like the nuances of being that big and that skilled or whatever. Like they go over the fucking moon for him.
Yeah,
but,
same with Tim Duncan, where we were like, is this,
same.
we're early before I really knew the game. I wasn't that appreciative.
I'm
And
like,
then
well, he's
later
not really
on,
Duncan, he's not really doing stuff that's gonna make me, buy a ticket to watch him play. But like basketball purists watch him and they're like, this is basketball at the highest level. Watch this motherfucker.
Yeah, so here the question is he better at his craft than Floyd is at his? I would say that Chappelle is the greatest speaker now, not comedian.
Yeah, I think you said this.
Speaker.
I think you said this a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
I don't think anybody speaks publicly better than him, Obama included. And
Obama included?
Yeah, because
Obama included?
I would say Obama's not close. And it's one because Dave's writing all his own shit. He don't got people helping. You know what I mean? Like Obama can speak his ass off.
That's the Jay-Z discussion?
No, Obama can speak his ass off, but he got like 6 Jewish dudes in a bunker somewhere writing bars.
That's why nobody gives Drake the credit. like, well, we know Drake is writing this shit.
Yo, for real, it's part of it, right? But no, Obama's unbelievably gifted speaker as well. But I think Dave has, and it's shown by that the second special that he put out in this, what is it, the Bird Revelation?
The Bird Revelation.
There's not that many laughs in it.
No, it felt like I was watching a TED Talk.
And it was fucking exhilarating.
Yeah, I felt like I was watching a TED Talk. I like that more than like the third. What was the third? What's one called?
Equanimity.
Equanimity. Yeah, it was great. Yucks. Like I yucked it up for that one. But
he can do whatever
I'm
he
sitting here
wants.
just like, like locked in. Like I'm like watching a master at work. I'm just a fan of watching anybody who's great at something.
Yeah, you
want to
watch greatness.
Yeah.
Is he better than? Look, dude. I mean, I'm so high on Floyd. I think it'd be hard for anybody to beat him in terms of greatness. But I think he's in the discussion. I think if there's a Mount Rushmore of greatness, regardless of whatever your expertise is, I think you got to put Chappelle up there. Right, got to put Floyd up there.
What is y'all Mount Rushmore of greatness?
Of greatness,
just of the best of what you do.
Okay, so you got to have, I mean, Einstein, right? Like Einstein has to be there, right?
Right.
Just in terms of pure thought.
Yes.
Like this guy is a literal genius.
Okay.
Right. Floyd, Dave. Who invented the modern concept of like freedom and democracy? Like who instilled those values? Was that Jefferson, Hamilton? Like who really created Western ideology?
I would lean more towards Hamilton.
Hamilton?
But, not really sure.
Maybe. I mean, you could throw Gandhi in there. Like
Mandela.
There's guys. It's hard to do 4.
It's hard to do 4.
What is yours, Akaash?
I think I'm gonna go Gandhi.
Yeah,
obviously. I think second is Malcolm.
But Gandhi's objectively there. It's not like you're saying that because you're in it. Like I think, objectively speaking.
Yeah, just insane with this guy.
Yeah, okay.
I think I put Malcolm in there. You want to talk about keeping that same energy, and this is why I was always more of a Malcolm dude than a Martin dude. Now I don't know the whole. Apparently, we didn't learn all of Martin in school, but from what I remember about Malcolm, once he made that transformation, that was it. Yeah. he's done with fucking with white girls and all that stuff. I had so
Yeah.
many friends who were like so pro-black and then would
Yeah.
only fuck white girls.
Yeah.
Keep the same energy.
Yeah.
Malcolm kept the same energy, dog, on
Yeah.
everything. Was
Yeah.
faithful. Once he decided to live piously, he was pious.
Yes.
Changed everything, and he was in it, and he was for his people, and that's incredible to me. And then if we're just going outside of like changing the world, it's Chappelle, and this is a good segue, I think, actually, because I want to talk about this last week, but I think it's Roger Federer.
Oh yeah, we
Okay.
got it. We got to talk about. I want to hear your.
Okay.
Then we'll get to Federer, but I
Okay.
want to hear yours. And real quick, I just want to add one to mine. I think you'd have to put Muhammad up there.
Ali. Yeah.
Not Ali.
No, Muhammad.
Muhammad.
Oh.
The reason why everybody called
Gosh,
Muhammad.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I thought you meant okay.
And I'll say him more than other religious leaders because he lived through his time of greatness.
Mhm.
Whereas Jesus
Mhm.
tapped out before he could see what would happen with his
Right.
ideology,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Now, it doesn't limit his greatness, but clearly there are other people pushing this thing forward,
Right.
God, whoever you want to say it is. But Muhammad was around for that. Like, he was the GOAT.
He saw
and
the fruits of his labor.
Yeah, he's like, nah, this is me. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? Like,
Uh-huh.
this is what's up. So there has to be, and this is like I think the largest religion in the world, right?
Yeah.
Fastest growing.
Fastest growing, but I think it has the most people currently.
Muslim?
Maybe.
Yeah, I
If
think
it
so.
did, I think it's recent, because I
think
remember
so.
it being the fastest growing, but not the biggest. I
Yeah.
remember Christianity, Catholicism, whatever you want to classify that as.
Right. Was big. Anyway, so I think it has to be put up there. Okay. Yours, Mount Rushmore.
Okay,
Your
my Mount
greats.
Rushmore of greats. I'll put Michael Jordan there, but not as a basketball player, as a pitchman.
Mm.
I think he's the greatest seller of anything I've ever seen. Like Michael Jordan could sell fucking. He was selling underwear at one point.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he could sell you anything. Chappelle's in there for me.
Okay.
Oh man. I'm gonna go outside the box and say Vince McMahon.
Wow.
Vince McMahon is a brilliant, like,
You love marketers.
dog. It's the ability to manipulate the human emotion for them to give you money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
wow.
Like, there is a genius level talent to that.
Cats just
So
want to
he's-
be entertained.
He's up there.
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
that's true.
entertain me. I don't give a
I'm,
fuck.
Yeah.
I'm like thought leaders. I'm like religious leaders.
Yeah,
You know, if you were
Michael Jordan.
If-
Vince
No,
McMahon.
I'm not even saying it in a negative way. I'm saying in
Mm.
just like a marketer, a great entertainer that
Yeah.
appeals to you, and that's
I
dope.
mean, shit. Life's hard enough, man.
I'm just saying
like-
this. I'll say this though: if you were white, you would love Trump, You would love Trump. because that
And here's the
motherfucker
thing.
is entertaining objectively.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
He's objectively entertaining, and he's
He
objectively.
plays the heel.
If he wasn't, thank
know what I
you,
mean?
bro. Like, if I was white and not
He
terrified,
plays the heel.
Donald, like, if I'm watching a movie, if this
Yeah.
wasn't real life, and this is like a Truman Show
Right.
production of life,
Yeah.
and Donald Trump's not really president, he's just playing the president on TV.
Yeah.
This wouldn't be the most funniest fucking show
He'd be the greatest character in
on
in
TV.
His history. Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous the type of shit he does. And if he was white, he was doing that shit for me too. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, guy's
Actually, if
great.
he was a character, you'd be like, "This is so fake. This is so over the
It's so
top. Stop it."
unbelievable,
The
but
fact that he
it's not.
Yeah.
And it's the president. Whatever. Anyway, on top of that, what did I say? Jordan, McMahon, Chappelle. Gosh,
I guess I don't understand McMahon's greatness,
he.
but
is,
I'm ignorant to McMahon.
McMahon has became a billionaire selling a sport that is
Real.
predetermined.
That's genius.
Like
Yeah.
he's got
Holy
his
shit.
he's gotten a league. It's not even it's sports entertainment. He's openly called it entertainment. It is scripted. It's on ESPN. It's covered on ESPN nightly. Like, it is a show that packs out arenas that their own home teams can't pack out. Every Monday, every Tuesday,
On a Monday. Yeah.
it's unbelievable. The time, like, you can't even put it in words. Like, it's like he didn't invent pro wrestling, but it's like if fucking James Naismith was like,
Yeah.
It's one thing to invent it. It's a whole other thing to monetize and perfect.
Yeah, he's
it.
Tony Hawk.
Yeah, and it's like you can't, like, there's
And
no
has he spoken about
figurehead in
this?
sports.
Has he written a book about this? Like
I mean, I
what
think
he-
I think they're doing a biopic on him, and I think Bradley Cooper is supposed to play him in a biopic,
Interesting.
which should be tight.
Yeah.
Fuck Bradley Cooper.
Fuck
Fuck that motherfucker.
Philly.
Fuck Silver Linings Playbook.
Philadelphia-ass
Fuck Jeff
motherfucker.
Lurie. Fuck whatever stupid ass hot bitch that was standing next to him. Stupid bitch. Fuck that bitch.
Nah, but yeah, like he's brilliant, man. He's a genius to me. And God, I don't know. I don't know who else I could probably pick.
I think you hit 4 or 5.
I think I have 4. I think that'll work.
I got to learn more about Vince outside of the sport and just in terms of marketing but the way that you described
the
it
fact
is really
that everything you've seen about him is a character.
Yeah.
And that's not him like when he conducts business.
Yeah.
Is genius in itself. Like he's branded himself as
he'd be a
this,
cool
like,
guest for Flagrant too.
Oh,
We got to get Vince in.
Let's give it a shot.
He'd be a cool
man.
guest.
Yeah.
Not amazing.
Not
He'd be
amazing.
cool.
He'd be cool.
Yeah,
It'd
he'd be cool.
All right.
It's not like we're getting Floyd.
we could. I think Floyd would do our show.
I can't wait till we have guests. Oh, did I tell you I bumped into Doc Rivers?
Yes.
Oh
Yes,
shit!
you
Yes, you did tell
Oh
us about
my
this.
god!
Oh my god!
And then
How
we
was
got to
that
talk about Federer. But
Mm.
so I bumped in. Okay, so I'm going to the. I was in LA for 2 things: to do my show for the Views for the Sis Store, and then also to. I was in this Whitney Cummings movie called The Female Brain, who's also starring Blake Griffin, Dion Cole, Sofia Vergara, and a bunch of other people.
Okay.
So I go to the premiere, and it's at the ArcLight in LA's movie theater, and we do the the whole red carpet, which is wildly uncomfortable.
Yeah,
I
can
hate
imagine.
the red carpet.
Yeah.
I
Damian
can
Lemon
imagine.
has the best joke about taking photos. He goes, "Man, I need to join a gang so I have something to do with my hands in pictures." And that's what I love about this shit. I love about the assholes.
Throw
We
it out.
actually have someone to
Gotta keep
throw
it
up in
tight.
pics. It's fucking great. But so I got to take a picture next to Sofia Vergara. Oh my god.
Oh gosh.
And I didn't even think that she was that hot until that night. I appreciate her beauty, especially for
Wait,
her
you
age.
didn't think Sofia Vergara was hot?
I thought it was overrated, but then in real life,
Yeah, that's
she's
insane.
stunning for her age.
You never seen like young Sofia Vergara?
Yeah, I saw when she was dating like El Chapo.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was
Wait,
dating
she was
some
really
El
doing-
Chapo, not
she
El
was dating a
Chapo,
bad
but another
motherfucker.
El Chapo,
Oh,
one of the El
wow.
Chapos. Yeah.
I respect it.
So, but that's what you do in Colombia. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like if you're hot enough, you date the drug lord.
Yeah, they got all the money.
God
Why
bless.
not? And protection.
So I do that, and we go in, and then as of that, I see this. All of a sudden, I see this kind of tall black dude with a weird, like peppered hairline.
Mm.
I'm
Tell
like,
about, was Blake Griffin still on the Clippers at this time?
no.
Or he had already been traded?
He already been traded, but the trade actually made one of my lines in the movie 10 times better because we fight in the movie. We have like an argument, and then like we wrestle.
Uh-huh.
And he goes, he says, I say something about I'll beat the shit out of you, and he goes, well, I'll be the one, with my legal team ready to take your ass to court or some shit like that. And I go, oh, your legal team? Yeah, it's the only team that wants you. And in the
Big
theater,
back.
this is fresh off the train.
Oh,
Dude,
gosh,
I
it probably
know.
killed. It had
So
to
so
kill.
it went in. So thank you for trading him.
This is,
that
by
my
the way,
line
why
worked.
we got to do 2 episodes a week. Because that happened as soon as we
As
finished
soon
recording
as
the
we
last
finished
episode.
recording.
Andrew got on his phone and goes, Blake Griffin just got traded.
I know,
And
dude,
we
it
had
was
nothing.
so shitty.
Yeah,
Anyway,
we
so
gotta
I'm there
up
in the
up these
theater,
episodes.
in the ArcLight, and all of a
Uh.
sudden I see this guy OJ walking. You know how OJ's shitty ass walk that Chappelle did
Wait,
so
OJ
well?
was there?
No, but the
I was
walk.
about to say.
OJ's that Chappelle did so well in the Bird
Oh, yeah,
Revelation
yeah,
special that
Yeah.
he walks like a penguin, like that kind of like waddle, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Happy feeding it, and
So it's football.
I
legs,
go,
man.
oh shit, Doc. I go, Doc, and he goes, hey. I go, oh, what's up, man? Like super casual, totally forgetting I've been trashing his son for the last 3 months every single Tuesday. He stops. He kind of wobbles over towards me. I walk gingerly towards him. We shake hands. Have a good one. I don't know if he was coming to see the movie.
he was
might
just
have.
around.
He might have. It might have just been random.
I mean, Blake is in the movie.
Blake's in the movie, so maybe he was coming
Yeah,
to
that's
see
why
the
I
movie.
asked, yeah.
Yeah, and because apparently he didn't trade Blake.
Mm,
He didn't know. He found out about that day.
really?
So it came from up top. So he didn't want Blake to be traded. And I found this out from like good little inside information. So because that's what I thought. I was like, oh, that's going to be awkward as well.
I was about to say, was he gonna press you about, hey man, you need to let off my son real quick?
No, bro. Like he did. I don't know. I think in LA, I've realized that if you act like someone's supposed to know you, they will act like they know you.
Yeah, because you meet too many people and you might piss off the wrong guy.
Yeah.
So
And if
that's
you're
how you gotta do it.
confident, if you're just confident and you smile and you're not thirsty, you're like, hey, and you just say like that, like, hey, Ted. Any guy in LA that's famous or a girl, hey Ted, how you
Matty
doing?
boy, just
Hey!
shake Matt Damon's
I
hand.
swear to God, if it's in LA, anywhere else it gets weird. But in LA, you can have that energy, and they'll fall right into it. They'll walk. How you been? You been good? Everything's good. Wife's good. You can do
Little
that
Benny
whole shit.
Affleck, how you doing,
Hey,
buddy?
Benny boy.
You know, I pulled that with Rihanna one time.
Really?
I swear to
What
God.
happened?
We was in M2. Rest in peace to M2. The club on 27th Street or something like that. This was
Yeah.
during Fashion Week.
Okay.
And I was in a section with my boss and a couple of other people. And Rihanna walks in with it's already dark in there.
Right.
And she has sunglasses on, right? And she gets like as close as Akaash is to me. You know what I mean? And I was here first. So like she walked into my space.
World, yeah.
So I'm just like, I'd be an asshole if I don't acknowledge that Rihanna's here.
Facts.
So I tap her on the shoulder. I'm like, hey. And then she grabs me by the arm and pulls back a little bit. And he goes, hey, how you been? How's the family? And she gives me a big hug, kisses me on the cheek and shit. It's like, yeah, your family's good. Everybody's good. How's the little one? Yada, yada. I'm like, oh, yeah, the little one's fine. I'm like lying and shit. Just
That's great.
Moral of the story: even black people think all black people look alike. White people are listening now. No longer feel guilty.
I'm not gonna lie. For a couple months passed by, and this is like before I had like lots of hair and shit. I used to really resemble Virgil with like my haircut.
Oh, the sneaker guy.
Shit. Yeah. So when she was asking me that stuff, I'm like, she probably thinks I'm Virgil right now.
Play that shit.
What? Are you kidding me, bro?
Yeah.
Yo, listen. To this day, I still remember exactly how she smelled. And like as she walked away, like mind you, I was like super young back then. I might have been like my second year working at the source. My boss looks at me and goes, who the fuck are you, dude? And I was like,
the legend of Kaz has been created.
And I was just like, I rode that Rihanna wave for like a good week.
God bless. God bless.
But yeah, no, you absolutely got to act like you know celebrities sometimes and just be comfortable and not be pressed.
Anyway, Doc, if you do listen to this or are listening to this and you felt I didn't keep the same energy, I totally forgot that I was trashing your son when I met you. And I asked Charlemagne, I was like, what do you do when you meet these people that you've trashed? Because it must happen, you know?
All the time for him, right?
For him. And it will happen for us as we continue to actually invite some guests on this show. We're so self-indulgent. We haven't been doing it, but we will.
We will.
And, but like, what do you do? And he goes, and he said, honestly, like, there'll be people who walk up to me and try to shake my hand. And he'll be like, and he'll say, I can't shake your hand, man. I've talked too much shit about you. And they respect that.
It's a good move.
And they respect that. Yeah, because you look like a bitch yoking it up and chopping it up with somebody that you've been talking serious shit about, you know, the whole time. But I think what's healthy about seeing people, and so many of these people don't, but what I would love about Flagrant 2 is if we actually get to meet some of these athletes, and when we get to meet these athletes, is it holds you accountable for what you say.
Got to. Yeah.
Because if you're never seeing them, you never have to own up to shit.
Yeah, I think you also need to remember that they're people. You know what I mean? Like, this is a human being.
Yes.
And I think you forget that. When I was a kid hating Kobe Bryant, I forgot, this is a dude with a mortgage
somebody's brother
and kids.
Yeah. So, I mean, with that
being said,
fuck Philly.
Fuck Philly.
Yes!
Right on fucking cue, dog.
We said these are humans.
Die, Eagles, die! Die, Eagles, die!
Yo, I think you got to talk more shit about Austin Rivers. He's been stinking it up again lately.
Yo, I know he needs our motivation.
Yeah, he definitely does.
We're gonna come back.
Those couple of weeks we were really shitting on him, and everyone was in his mentions. Like he started averaging like 25 a game
and killing it. And all of a sudden we took the foot off the brake. What happens? Lou Williams starts dropping 40 a game, and he's not doing shit.
And now you're not doing shit. So Austin Rivers,
we got you, fam.
We got you, bro.
We'll come back. We'll put the foot on your neck.
Lots of shit talk coming your way, bro.
All right. So this is last week before I went to LA.
Yeah.
Wild night. Had a little wild night. Akaash held me down.
Nice.
I can't really go into details about it. But
Pause.
Yeah.
I was about to say like, whoa,
it wasn't on some broke back shit, dog. But yeah, Akaash was a great friend, and I appreciate you very much for that. Thank you so much. And basically, eventually we got, I'm a psychopath, so I'm able to like compartmentalize like a really horrible thing, put that away, and be like, hey, let's talk about sports. And then we got into this really interesting discussion where Akaash, who's a tennis fan, and even if you're not a tennis fan, I'm not a tennis fan. Don't worry, we'll make this interesting. Makes the argument that Roger Federer, who had just won another major,
It's his 20th.
which was 20. It might be the greatest athlete ever over Floyd and Jordan. And I'll let you make the argument, but you'll put all the shit into context
I
you
guess,
did, and explain it like you did explain to me, because I didn't know enough about tennis.
Well, yeah,
you
I'll
know,
do my best. I was also trying to distract you from some horrible shit, so I was really locked in. But basically, so they have 4, just like golf, you got 4 Grand Slams a year, 4 majors a year.
Yeah.
Roger Federer, before him, the men's record was 14, Pete Sampras, who set it in like 2001. Roger Federer went pro in like 2002, 2003, and then immediately destroyed that record. He now has 20, which is a massive gap.
So there's 4 majors a year.
4 majors a year.
Just like in golf. So he has 20.
So he's 6 ahead of Pete Sampras, which is a massive gap. Again, think if Tom Brady had 7 or 8 Super Bowls as opposed to everybody else's 4.
Right.
That's what we're talking about. And it's a completely individual game.
Yeah, I always give more props to, individual sports. Like team sports is great and all, but like I always feel like there's nobody else but you.
It's it's an easier metric to measure greatness, right? Yeah. Because you're going against the person.
Here's what's crazier.
This is where it gets wild.
The second place guy now is Rafael Nadal, who has 16 Grand Slams. So Roger Federer didn't just destroy Pete Sampras' record. He also held off the number 2 greatest tennis player of all time while he was the greatest tennis player of all time. You understand what I'm saying? Like the prime of his career lines up with the prime of the second greatest tennis player's career.
So the argument with Bill Russell is that, he played a time in the NBA where like there were like 4 black dudes.
Yeah. So it was him, like, Wilt Chamberlain, and a bunch of like construction workers.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a guy who works at a Jewish deli over on 57th
Let's finish the game up. I gotta go and
I gotta make pastrami sandwiches. I'm a little tired. Yeah. So but the argument with Federer is he played against the second greatest player in the history of the sport during his prime, and he was still able to excel.
And there's another guy, Novak Djokovic, who's probably going to be top 5 of all time in Grand Slams.
He's also played, because Djokovic has 11.
Yeah, and Djokovic has 11. And Djokovic is younger than Federer by maybe a decade. I don't know the exact, but measurably younger.
Yeah.
He always looked at Djokovic like a pup, and then this guy's great. He performed in the most top-heavy time in history and destroyed the record. So a lot of people say Serena's better than Federer is, but Serena has 1 more Grand Slam than Steffi Graf.
This is a great thing that we need to acknowledge.
She has 22, Serena has 23.
I thought Serena is the best female tennis player in history because she had 15 times more Grand Slams than every other girl, this, that, the other.
And she's the greatest women's tennis player ever.
Barely the best.
Yes. She beat the record by 1, and she could keep going after she has her kid and come back and get more.
But we speak about Serena
like
we should be speaking about Roger.
Yes, true.
And that is the reality. Now, of course, we're speaking about Serena because she's unique. She's different.
I was about to say that's the reason why I think we all talk about Serena like that.
Roger Federer looks like every other white guy ever born.
Every other tennis player, yeah.
No, every white guy.
Like he's nothing. There's nothing remarkable about this guy.
Nothing at all.
And when we talk about genius,
if you go to any bar on 2nd Avenue between 57th Street and like 73rd Street,
on
a Thursday night happy hour, you'll see Roger Federer 17 times
wearing a suit.
With a blue button down, with the top button unbuttoned, right? Some
hitting on a
dress
girl
shoes.
horribly.
Yeah, exactly.
Got a little headband in his hair, a little bra strap.
Oh, for sure.
And saying something. Yeah, I just started JP Morgan. It's hard, but I think it's worth it and it will pay off.
And I'm telling you, I've never seen anyone. I'm not like a tennis expert. I just follow it.
Yeah.
But when I watch him, I've never seen anyone make anything look easier than he makes tennis look. Like, you watch Brady,
you should see me come fast. I'll be doing that shit with like a Federer backhand.
Yeah, but I bet it looks like you putting in work.
True.
Ridiculous.
Federer, it looks like he makes tennis look so fucking easy.
Yeah.
Like, if you've ever played tennis, it's hard.
Yeah.
This guy is the greatest ever.
Yeah.
No weaknesses in his game. No overpowering strengths. Just extreme precision. Good at everything.
Sounds like Mayweather.
Built like a fucking string bean. No real muscle mass. Yeah, sounds like... Well, Mayweather's defense is the best ever.
Right.
Federer's not known for... He doesn't have the best serve ever.
Right.
The best backhand, best... He's just the greatest
He's
ever.
Yoshi in Mario Kart.
I mean,
yes,
we
good at everything. Yeah.
I mean, we draw ourselves to Serena more because she's kind of like Tiger Woods in a sense, where like there was like there's like a power to her game where when you think of
blackness to her
tennis,
game.
Yeah, I
there's a
think that's what
blackness
you're
to it.
trying to say, yeah.
That too.
Yeah.
But I mean,
She
like,
brought
no,
a
she
whole new demographic to the sport
As
that
did
didn't
Tiger.
exist there, as did Tiger, right?
But, and on top of that,
Yeah.
like just the way she played. I don't know what shit
No.
about tennis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know she has one of the most powerful serves I've
It's
ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, and she's just a tank. Period.
She's an
like,
and her will
physical
to win.
marvel. Her
Yeah.
will to win is exceptional, and she's arguably playing against much better competition than Steffi was.
yeah.
I think we could say, like, as women have become more and more equal, there have been much more opportunity for them in sports.
okay.
right?
That's fair.
Like, there's a reason why the countries that have female equality do better in sports when you go to the Olympics or World Cup
Right.
or that kind of shit like that. You know, like the U.S. or Japan always
They
wins
have
the
the
female
opportunity.
Yeah.
World Cup because they have the opportunity to play.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're, the other women are baking.
They just send
They
people
don't-
out there.
Exactly. Yeah. Will you take that kid's mouth off your titty and go kick a fucking goal, please? Thanks.
But Roger
Like, need
Federer,
soccer team.
Yeah.
Send.
we should talk about I mean, if he was American, even we would talk about this more. Or if he was Black American dominating tennis like this,
Oh,
it would
forget
be. I mean, it's unbelievable what
Yeah.
he's doing, and to
Yeah.
still win, and also greatness. We're going to kind of have to recalibrate because careers are lasting so much longer now.
Good point.
So the winning is going to be so much more. But as it stands right now, I don't think there's an athlete as dominant ever or as great ever.
I mean,
as
look
him.
at how popular Andy Roddick got.
Yeah.
And you
I
know
thought
what?
Andy Roddick was
And
the
you know
shit.
why he only won one Grand Slam?
Because
Because he
of
couldn't fucking beat
beat Federer.
Federer. Even Roddick at his peak, after he won one, he kind of came back, was like a physical fitness freak,
Yeah.
trained, was married to Brooklyn Decker, had his life in order, not chasing hoes.
Yeah.
He played the best he's ever played, went to the Wimbledon final, an epic match, lost to Roger Federer. Like an insane fifth set. But he lost. He could not beat Federer.
If he was American,
Also,
we'd care
Federer
about
speaks like 6 languages. He's a fucking brilliant guy.
it.
He's perfect.
Yeah.
So what is it? It's just Switzerland nobody cares about?
It's Switzerland and it's tennis and he's white and there's
Yeah.
nothing sexy about it. To
This
Yeah.
is what you get for smuggling all the Nazi money.
him.
Pieces of shit.
All the frozen banks and shit.
That's all they do. Oh boy. Uh-oh.
Oh shit. What, you good?
Yeah, everything. I mean, that was my knee-jerk reaction. Yeah, everything's fine.
That's my go-to phrase when my life's falling apart. I'm like, no,
my
everything's fine. Don't worry,
God.
it's good.
Yeah,
I don't know
everything's
anybody that
fine.
compartmentalizes like this dude. I've seen this man's life falling apart. And we're just talking about Doc Rivers.
Bro, yeah, I get it from my dad.
Your dad's the
Still.
funniest motherfucker on earth, man.
Oh man, I gotta meet Mr. Schulz one day, man.
I'm gonna bring him on. I mean,
He should be a guest. We should
everybody.
definitely have a parents episode one day.
Oh, dude, absolutely. And my dad has got really great sports stories,
Nice.
especially. He would go to Ali's camp
Yeah, he
all
told
the
me about that.
time.
Well, is he coming Wednesday?
Maybe I don't know. That'd be cool to have him up there.
Yeah.
He is also he doesn't remember shit. You know what I mean?
Eh.
So it's tough.
Parents
I
are
think
parents,
He
yeah.
remembers those stories, though.
So
And we only need to hear them once.
exactly. He remembers all the old stuff. It's hard for him to make new memories.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, it's but he's just got like these great stories. I mean, like shadow boxing with Muhammad Ali. Like he has video. There's video footage of like him doing
doesn't
it.
get any better than that.
Oh,
shit.
dude, and like Ali telling him he was gonna knock out Foreman.
Ugh.
You know what I mean? Like it's just the coolest fucking things. So
That's
it'd be
insane.
great to have him on and just hear him talk about that kind of shit.
That's tight, man.
Yeah,
It's fucking tight.
we'll have a parent ep. We'll have a parent ep.
One day.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody coming Wednesday to Highland Ballroom. You get to meet my mom. My mom will be there.
Oh, Mom Duke's
Oh,
rolling
yeah,
through.
mom's
shit.
coming. Yeah, she was
Mrs.
Mrs.
Famuyide?
Yes.
Famuyide.
Yes. She's Mrs. Coker, by the way, but it's whatever.
What do you
We're
mean?
black.
She married American?
No, that's her maiden name. She never married.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, your dad and mom never married.
No, but they were together.
You were
I'm confused. They're from Africa.
They're from Nigeria. Yes.
They're from Nigeria.
Mhm.
And okay, so
They had me.
they had
here.
you here.
Yeah.
Then what happened?
Then they split when I was like 6.
Oh, I thought that they were together this whole time.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I thought this is an African thing. They don't believe in divorce
Yeah.
over there.
No.
I thought.
Well, you have to get married to get divorced, and they would never got married.
I mean,
So
listen,
they just had a kid outside of wedlock.
So,
2.
when
Me and
your
my brother.
parents-
They had two. This is the least African thing I know
Yeah.
about you, Kazim. What is going on here?
This is why I'm so
This is-
homogenized, man. This is why
Jesus, this is I didn't know that they were allowed to, split up. And
Yeah, no.
I thought the only thing in Africa they split were girls' clitorises.
Ah! Oh, fuck.
Oh.
And we back.
And we're back at it.
Fuck Philly.
Yo,
You
talk
piece of
to him.
shit.
Oh shit. The Cavs still suck. We talk about that. The fuck is going on in Cleveland, bro?
Oh, fuck.
All right, so the wheels. Are we doing the same thing we do every year and just?
Which
This is worse than ever, though.
It is way worse than ever. It is way worse than ever. But we do this every year.
Well, we're getting like
With the
worried
Cavs,
about them.
the Cavs go into their slump, and we're like, "Oh man, is this the year that they fall apart?" And yada yada yada. And then they always just end up in the finals every year, like they always do. Are we falling into that same sense of security?
Listen,
Or-
we might be, and I think on one day we have to come back and address Serena's greatness.
Yes, we shall.
I think we
Because
talked
that's
about
an
it on this
interesting argument. I didn't know Steffi Graf was that good. That's
Steffi Graf
Andre,
was a beast.
but that's Andre Agassi's shorty, right?
Yeah. Yeah, she's greater than him at tennis.
Arguably, like
Steffi
within her
Graf is
generation.
Not even arguably.
No,
yeah, she
yeah.
was definitely better. than
Against Agassi, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Agassi would kick her ass if they played.
Of course,
but,
yeah. Okay, so the Cavs. But I think it's an interesting thing to objectively argue. And I understand these things are hard to objectively argue because the second you say Serena might not be as great as we're presenting her, people are like, oh, you're just saying that because you're racist or something like that. No. We're looking at empirical
She
evidence.
is the greatest. It's just how much of the greatest is she?
She's one greater than whatever. Okay, good. Like, for example, if Kobe got 6 rings.
Well, Serena also Jordan didn't took a couple years off and just then just came back and started
And
dominating.
just beasting
I thought
again.
she was too old when she came back, and then she won like 10 plus things, whatever the fuck it was.
No, she's incredible. Okay, so so Cavs, what do you think? What do you think happens? Maybe this. I mean, obviously there's the Kevin Love injury. Kevin Love's body.
That was the most perfectly timed injury of all time, by the way.
Oh, he's so happy. I'm surprised he didn't do that himself
Like
and
I
then
said,
just pick
I'm
a time
pretty
in
sure
the game.
he might have did.
Dude, his
No.
his hands are made out of Derrick Rose's knees.
Dude,
Dude, this fucking this guy is
that's
so breakable.
That's so good.
Did you see how he broke his hand?
His hands are made
Nah,
of
I
Derrick
didn't see
Rose's
it.
knees. That's great.
But did you watch the clip of him breaking it?
Nah, I didn't
I
see
don't watch
exactly how
Cavs
it happened.
highlights.
Dude, I'm watching.
Nah.
Entry,
Cavs are hard to watch.
entry pass,
Uh,
kind of fights for the ball, brings it down. All of a sudden, he's holding his hand. I can't even find the moment in
he's
which
faking it.
low
He's faking it.
Low key,
He's faking it.
I would not be surprised if he broke it prior
He's faking it. Yeah.
and then waited for a time in the game.
Probably a little agitation to it. And it was like, you know what? Maybe I
You
should.
want a
take this.
7-week injury though?
I mean, you're not.
Take 3-4 weeks off, bruh.
I think it was probably one of those.
I'm not saying he
I'm
did.
not gonna
he
go
broke it on
with-
purpose, but he might have been drunk, punched some
Oh,
shit,
okay.
and then he's like, "Oh fuck, I don't want to be that guy who's."
Right.
I don't think it's that. Like, I mean, like even I don't think it's you know, something he did on purpose or whatever. But I do think, you know, it's one of those injuries where like everyone plays sort of hurt. Everyone plays with something.
Oh, you
with a
think he
nick.
could play with the
I think if this was April or
Right.
May, he'd find a way to play through it.
interest?
I think he'd find a way to play through it. I think that they're going through the doldrums right now. Fucking report came out when, you know, I guess he was hurt, and they were like, we think Kevin Love's not really committed, yada, yada, yada. Coming from Isaiah Thomas, who's been in Cleveland for like 5 fucking seconds. And, you know, he was just like, yeah, fuck that.
So what do you think happens?
You deal with it. To Cleveland, I think that I really like the Celtics team, man. I really like the Celtics team. And what makes it different from the past years as far as like Eastern Conference challengers is that it's one, of course everyone wants to beat LeBron. Of course everybody wants to, you know, go to the finals and play as hard as possible. But I don't think LeBron's ever had a rivalry or an adversary as personal as a Kyrie-led Celtics team. Like, this motherfucker really, truly believes in his heart. We said this probably like in the first episode of Flagrant too. Like, Kyrie truly believes in his heart of hearts. He is every bit that dude LeBron thinks he is.
Now, in the last 2 games, Rozier
He's been balling.
has been balling his ass off.
Yeah.
Triple dub. Then he put up 20 and something and 10, or maybe even more than that, 10, shooting out of his mind percentage-wise. Isaiah, when he was on the team,
He was awesome.
awesome.
MVP candidate.
Is it possible that Brad Stevens
Yes.
is a point guard guru?
Yes.
And And if you place not anybody, but capable
capable
scorers
guard,
in that position.
He's in everything, Guru. Jake Crowder sucks on the Cavs. Avery Bradley not doing much in
Kelly
Detroit.
Olynyk.
All these guys.
Yeah.
He's a great fucking coach, man.
Brad Stevens is really good at accentuating your positives and hiding your negatives. All the shit that you can't do, he will find somebody to cover for it and will just let you do the shit you're good at. That's why Kyrie's been cooking. That's why Rozier cooked. That's why Isaiah Thomas did what he did. Isaiah Thomas is a volume scorer. He needs the ball. He's going to get buckets. He can't guard a soul. And it didn't matter up until he ran up against like Mega LeBron on his way to the finals. And he was hurt, broke his hip or whatever the fuck. But it's insane.
He's an everything guru.
Yeah, he's the like he's got to be.
So
a
he's
top
the
3
truth. You
coach
really
right
think Brad is the truth?
I don't know about the playoff. I mean, playoffs he hasn't.
That's
He's
right,
also run
playoffs
up
he's
against
kinda
LeBron,
sucked.
but yeah, the
I mean,
Wizards he struggled.
They
Yeah.
almost got swept by the Bulls if it wasn't
If it
for
wasn't
Rondo
for-
getting
yeah.
in.
even before the NBA, Brad Stevens was like a basketball like savant, dog. Like he took bum ass Butler a half court
Within-
heave
yeah.
away
Yeah.
from beating Duke in the NCAA tournament for the national championship. You know what I mean? And this one he was like what 30, 31 years old. He's young as fuck. You know what I mean? And now he's got all these years in the NBA.
Don't you hate that?
He had no like what's the word? He had no like trial period where he was kind of at like Billy Donovan, where he's kind of like okay,
working shit out.
working
Yeah,
his
he went
way out
right
from
to
the
success.
He had one okay season, another okay season, and then it was just elite.
The older I get, the more I hate young, successful people.
like Sean McVay.
Fuck Sean McVay. Kim Jong-un is 34.
Ha
I haven't led a country. I haven't done shit. You know what I mean? I got a podcast with a pretty dope slogan that we do with our fingers. Throw your assholes up, keep it tight. You know what I mean? But
Jesus Christ, how the fuck?
Brad Stevens is how old? He's a little older than us.
God,
He's under 40. He's not 40.
He might just turn 40. I'm gonna get the exact age for this man.
Akaash, what do you think? What do you think what happens with the Cavs?
First of all, when you said half court heave, I just thought about Tom Brady's
41
Hail
years
Mary
old.
for 40 seconds, and I was like, God, fuck, I really thought he might pull that off.
I
That
thought
shit was
yo,
close,
shook-
B.
he
That
shook
shit
the
was close.
defender.
It's bobbled for a little bit.
When he shook the defender, I started getting Eli flashbacks. And
Yeah.
I was like, yo,
Yeah.
come on, Gronk,
Yeah,
do
yeah,
this.
I was like, he does this shit all the fucking time. Like
Yeah.
he's gonna do it again. He's gonna do it again.
Fuck, it would have
Fuck,
made me
he's gonna do
so
it again.
fucking happy.
And then
This really makes me question not God's existence, but why he would do such a thing. You know what I mean? Like, this has been a year of evil. You know what I mean? The fucking Warriors with Kevin Durant won the finals. Nick Saban got another college national championship, and now the fucking Eagles. The fucking Eagles got a goddamn championship and celebrated by eating horse shit.
by eating horse shit. And
God's
stealing
ending it all,
horses.
man. He's bringing the robots.
Yeah.
He's done with
Send
us.
the aliens, send the meteors,
All right.
all that shit. It's
Yeah.
coming, bro.
I think the Cavs, you know what's weird is I kind of felt like I did with the Eagles yesterday, where I had a feeling, I was like, I have a feeling these guys are going to do it, but you can't bet against Belichick and LeBron. But I had a crazy feeling. Now, there's much more evidence for the Celtics winning than there is the Eagles. I was literally basing it off of Tom Brady looking a little cocky and then the Eagles coming after dreams and nightmares. I was like, they just seem to want it more. But the Celtics, I have this
Bad
feeling.
choice, guys.
I have a feeling they could do it, but I just can't bet against LeBron.
Okay, that's fair.
It's hard to bet against LeBron.
Yeah,
I get it.
because you know that LeBron has another switch. He's got another gear.
He has another switch.
But we don't know if the team does.
The team,
But he is capable of getting you out of the Eastern Conference alone.
Yeah.
That's how great he is.
Yeah.
He can play 47 minutes a game, and he can
Yeah.
get you out of the Eastern Conference alone.
But how many times are you gonna ask this man to do the?
So what would you
impossible?
do?
One
I
more
mean-
time, and then
Oh,
hopefully he
yeah.
goes to San Antonio.
What I would do is I would put IT on the bench and just have him come off and be the microwave.
Yeah.
You want and I also think IT would be happier. All IT wants to do is go nut. He's the
Mhm.
guy at the gym that nobody wants to play with, but
Mhm.
you respect him. He could
'Cause he
get
gets
buckets.
buckets,
He does
yeah.
get buckets. He's yelling at everybody else when they shoot and he doesn't.
Mhm.
He's the worst person to have on your team. I love watching him play. He's my favorite player to watch
Yeah.
play. But as far as a teammate, you don't want him to be your teammate, but he gets fucking buckets.
Allegedly, there was some news coming out. There was some news that came out that said apparently some of his Celtics teammates didn't really like him that much.
It's not, maybe it was last week.
Last week
was there?
he doesn't seem to
no
be
team
liked
he's
at
ever
any-
been
yeah.
on, he's liked.
Yeah.
He's been liked. They hated him. Celtics teammates didn't like him. Phoenix teammates didn't like him.
That's
SAC
rough.
teammates didn't like him. He's not somebody people like playing with. You got to give him the ball and let him go nut.
Mm-hmm.
Let him play 20, 25 minutes a game. Give LeBron a little bit of rest and just say, go out there and just hoist.
So who starts? Jose Calderon or you
Um,
put?
I
you
think
put
that's why
LeBron
they
at
were
point
really
guard
heartbroken.
and,
I think that's why they really wanted Rose.
yeah, they needed somebody.
Rose starts. He comes off the bench. Cooks gets out.
I was trying to tell people like, yo, last year Derrick Rose wasn't that bad for the Knicks last
was
year.
great.
Like he
I remember you saying
he
that.
averaged like 18 a game and
Yeah.
shit. Like the Knicks just fucking sucked. And I was
I
like,
remember you predicted an All-Star berth for Derrick.
yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
yo, he's gonna be. I'm like, he's gonna help that team out a lot. Like I don't know what's going on with him mentally, whatever. But like, man, like just the way that team is currently constructed.
Yeah. Ty Lue is a trash coach. I think that's another thing that
Yeah.
we need to. Like, and he's always been a trash coach.
Yeah.
You can tell someone's a trash coach by how well the team plays without LeBron. They
Yeah.
didn't win a single game without LeBron last year. In the playoffs, when LeBron went to the bench, they immediately just gave up 10 fucking points in a row, 15 points in a row, multiple times.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, LeBron is a big gap to fill.
Yeah.
But a great coach will find ways to minimize the damage.
I think right now we're living in the era of the NBA where you can't just talent your way out of being outcoached. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
every elite
That's great.
NBA team right now
Yeah.
has an elite coach except the Cavs. You know what I mean? Like
Wow.
the
Yeah.
Warriors got Steve Kerr, but they're the Warriors. They have fucking
Spurs got Pop.
everybody. Spurs got Pop.
Celtics got
Rockets
Brad.
got D'Antoni.
Brad
Celtics got
D'Antoni, yep.
Brad Stevens.
Nobody
the Knicks
gives it
have
up to-
Hornacek.
Nobody gives it up to.
I'm fucking with you. I went almost the whole episode without no Knicks talk. I almost went the whole
Nobody
episode
gives it
without
up to
Knicks.
Dwayne Casey.
Dwayne Casey's a good coach.
Good coach.
It's very interesting
Good
that he
coach.
never gets credit because they've consistently been in the top 3 for what, 5 years? The Raptors.
I mean, we also don't give it up to the Raptors.
of course
on
we
this
don't.
podcast.
Of course we don't. We don't. But I think he deserves some respect.
Mhm.
My man consistently performs.
Yeah, he's a good coach.
He's been on
They're
the
always
level
in the mix.
of
They're
the
always in the mix.
Spurs.
Yeah.
Think about it. They are the Spurs of the Eastern Conference.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Of the Eastern Conference.
Of the Eastern,
Yeah.
it's a different level, but don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. He's consistently there.
They're always in the mix. Yeah.
You got to give some credit to where credit's due.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
He's a good coach, man. I gotta give him that. They got talent, but
But you know what's crazy?
makes it work.
If they let him go, he wouldn't get another head job.
no, because his name, he doesn't have a sexy name. Like he's not a name where like if he gets released,
Because
everyone's
Toronto's
like,
not a sexy team.
It's
Yeah.
true.
yeah.
But isn't that crazy? Like, think about it. This guy is one of the winningest coaches in basketball over the last, how long has he been coaching? 5 years?
yeah,
Something-
probably
head
longer
coaching?
than that. Probably longer than that.
Maybe a little longer?
I think was he at Minnesota before then or something? He was somewhere before.
He
Toronto.
was,
I forget.
yeah,
Right.
oh, fuck. I do know this. It will come to
Portland?
me. No,
No.
it will come to me. It will come to me. He was an assistant under, whatever, we'll get it.
Mhm.
But, was he with Pop in them?
Might
This
have
is the
been.
Mavs.
He was with the Mavs. That's
Mavs,
it. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, he was with Mavs. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I'm saying he's one of the winningest coaches in basketball over the last 5 years, and I doubt if he left the Raptors after the season, he would get a single head coaching opportunity.
Apparently, there were rumors he might be on the hot seat last year.
Every year, there's rumors he's on the hot seat.
Because he doesn't.
It's because Nigerians don't play around, bro. Masai Ujiri don't play games, bro.
It's like good isn't good enough, man. Like you gotta put me over the edge.
There's a reason why
It's
y'all are
like-
doctors.
Yeah.
And it ain't because you
They
go out in
are.
the Eastern Conference Finals. You know?
They don't take A minuses.
Exactly.
Word, yo. A- is still a fucking failing grade in the Nigerian household.
Facts.
But yeah, man, like with Ty Lue, like he's just not an elite coach. Like even you know who doesn't fucking Spoelstra. An
Son,
elite coach. The
Spoelstra
Heat are
is-
right in the mix right now. I think they're like 3rd or 4th in the East or something.
Beast.
I can't even tell you their fucking starting lineup.
Beast.
Like
Beast.
I don't know. But yeah, man, it's hard. Like it's hard to just win on talent right now in the NBA. Like you either have to have an elite coach or an elite scheme. Like just assembling a bunch of talent is not good enough anymore.
So if you're the Cavs, do you move the Brooklyn pick?
I don't know. And here's the thing with the Cavs. you can move the Brooklyn pick. There is no trade out there that still puts you over the Warriors. There's not. I don't even think there's a trade out there that puts you over the Rockets.
So,
You know?
I think Anthony Davis would do it. That's about it.
But in the middle of the season,
Anthony Davis can't play a whole season.
And
Anthony,
that too.
he plays 40 games a season.
I think him and LeBron would just shift the floor so much. I think.
I agree,
But I don't think New
at,
Orleans would trade
at
him.
this point, you know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna, I think
You know
New
who
Orleans,
changes that team? Kristaps Porzingis. Dead ass.
He's a better Kevin Love.
He's a better Kevin Love.
But
He's a
he
better
doesn't
Kevin
rebound
Love.
as well. He doesn't rebound as well as
Okay,
Kevin Love.
doesn't rebound as well, but defensively,
He cleans the glass. Yeah.
that glass is protected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You ain't going at Kristaps unless you're Jaylen Brown.
If you're
That motherfucker got yammed on.
do you trade Kristaps for the Brooklyn pick?
Stop talking about that shit. Why
You know what I would actually do if I was
crazy,
Cleveland?
son?
I said this to you, Andrew.
Cut that from the episode. I don't even want to put that energy out there, Alex. Cut that shit.
Would you
It's,
do it?
you guys
Stop
were
it.
so upset that Kristaps got drafted, and now listen to you.
I mean, hey, man. we're
I
New
will
Yorkers.
stand by Mike. I will
Mhm.
keep the same energy about that.
Yeah.
I don't believe in Europeans
My dumb ass.
in general.
I was crying over Emmanuel Mudiay that night. I'll never forget it.
Oh, you wanted Moody?
I was like, we should have got a Mudiay, man. A boy, come on, we need a point guard to get Melo Rock.
Yeah, we always need a fucking point guard. Forget it.
Psych.
No,
You guys don't know shit. You know what I would do?
It's true.
Knicks fans, not you two.
but come on, you're gonna be happy. Well, I guess you're a Mavs fan, so you believe in the Euros. But what reason do we have to
I get
believe in
upset
some
at too
fucking
many euros,
Lithuanian?
but they're not all the same euro.
They're
Listen,
all
we
the
have-
same.
We still have PTSD from Frederick Weiss, man. Like, we
Fam,
get-
Oh,
we
the Mavs
drafted
picked-
a
I
Euro.
guess we had
and then
one
Vince
Dirk.
Carter put his testicles on his forehead. Okay,
and was
on
banished.
the Olympic stage, and the guy's confidence was so removed he didn't even try to play in America. How crazy is that
I've never even
I
seen
mean,
him in a
it's
Knicks
the
uniform.
nastiest dunk in a game I've ever
in
seen.
history? Pathetic. We
Um,
got to interview him.
okay, here's what I'm
Poor
saying
guy.
though. If I'm the Cavs, you know what I would try to do? I would try to trade a first-round pick to Brooklyn for DeMar Carroll because he's good. He's the type of player you need. Can play defense, plays the wings, can hit the three, and he's gonna make Brooklyn worse. Him leaving is gonna make Brooklyn worse, and your Brooklyn pick gets better.
That's a great. Yeah, I remember you texting me or you telling me that.
Yeah.
The idea that like if you're playing for next year, you
Mhm.
should strategize to get the best pick you can by making Brooklyn bad. So you essentially take assets
Take,
to
like,
help them
Spencer
tank.
Dinwiddie and like
Yeah, and a
Exactly, yeah.
first-round pick is a big
D'Angelo
deal now.
Russell,
People
yeah.
aren't giving those up, so you could get something.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
think DeMar Carroll would help you. He's a wing defender.
You
That's
need a
what you
wing
need.
defender, yeah.
And it's another deep draft, man. Like, it's another deep draft, and a lot of times allegedly might be better than this year's draft. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh, that kid Trey Young is a truth.
Trae Young is the most
That's what I'm saying. If you can get Trey Young,
pro college, high school. He's the most fun dude to watch play ball
That
right
motherfucker
now.
is a truth.
if I'm LeBron and you get Trey Young, I might not leave.
That's what I'm saying, and that's why that's why they're holding on to the pick, because LeBron's like, dog, I don't know what this team's gonna look like in a couple months.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what I would do.
Why would I commit?
Give up
LeBron's
a
out of there.
first.
LeBron
Yeah.
going to Houston.
Houston? That might be weird.
I
I
don't
think
like it.
LeBron going to Houston.
I don't
man.
like it.
I don't know. I think Brown might retire.
Go to the Spurs.
Retire?
I think he might Barry Sanders it.
Nah.
I think so. Dog, he's just so aloof right now, bro.
You had the Spurs theory 3 weeks ago.
I did have the Spurs theory, but I'm like, as the more I think about it, I'm just like, I don't see him leaving again.
Yep.
And as bad as these Cavs are, I don't see him staying either.
I see him leaving again. I hope he stays, but I see him leaving again. Also, the Cavs are just top to bottom a terribly run organization.
Yeah. And you
Yeah.
can see him kind of like preparing like the Cleveland faithful for him to leave, because literally anytime like it had nothing to do with him. Like anytime like some team like trades like a star player, it's like, see, if it's loyalty, what is it? Do it to other teams,
yeah.
whatever. Like LeBron is always the first person to stick up
That's
and be like
right,
and
yeah.
go hard. Like, see, when teams do it, they call it not being loyal, but when players do it,
See,
they-
I just took that as him being bitter about the decision.
no, but
Nah.
he's done it so
He's
many times
preparing
since then.
Cleveland for it. He's like,
He's
why
like,
is it when a
listen.
player leaves, he's looked at as not loyal,
Mhm.
and when a team trades a player, it's looked at as business.
Yeah,
He is preparing Cleveland right now for
He's
the
already setting that
inevitability
narrative.
of leaving. Yeah, his home is about to be on the market. This shit is, and if he was smart, he'd sell it now because housing prices are going to plummet in Cleveland once he leaves.
Oh yeah,
What's the
Facts.
purpose of going to Cleveland?
Oh, yeah.
Facts. That money is going down.
that draft pick.
How do you deal with? Oh, dude, that's interesting. I wonder how he deals with the like, I wonder how he deals with the guilt of knowing that multiple businesses are going to close. Just because
I
he
honestly
leaves.
think that's probably one of the only things keeping him.
Like, think about that. That area around Cleveland Games will experience an economic depression that it hasn't experienced since the last time he left.
Last time he left.
Like,
Yeah,
we're going to talk about, like, mothers and fathers
losing jobs,
kids having to move schools because their parents can't afford. Now,
That's
it's
a lot
not
of
his
fucking
responsibility. It's not his responsibility. And the only reason they have those jobs is because he's there and he's providing, right?
Mhm.
So maybe he can justify it that way. But there is a part of you that must think, if I stay, all these people in this community will be able to eat. And if I leave, some of them ain't going to be able to.
That's survivor's remorse, man.
It's some survivor's remorse.
You know, that's a show he produced.
That's the name of his shit. Yeah, I'm like,
he's getting us all ready for this shit. Golly.
It's like, bro, I mean, like, honestly, that's what he's had to probably dealt with his whole life. You know what I mean? Like, he's been the cash cow since he was like 15.
And he's not the guy who leaves. He brought his whole crew with him.
Yeah, facts.
And they helped make him billionaires.
And
Like,
they're all, you know, they're all businessmen in their own right. Like, they're all successful people in their own right now. So it's like, as long as they're good, as long as his family's good,
maybe that's how he
like,
looks
he
at it.
probably doesn't give a shit. They're probably like, you know what? Felt like leaving.
But it's still tough to be like, I've saved enough lives.
Yeah.
Let these other ones crumble. It's still tough.
That's that Romney shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know Romney?
Mitt Romney?
Yeah.
What about it?
Like, I always wondered how he justified it. Like, him being this very pious religious person and being this ruthless businessman, because what he does essentially for a business is his company will buy or Bain Capital or whatever, will buy one of these struggling businesses. They'll fire a bunch of people and make the business economically viable, and then they'll sell it, right? But you have to fire 50,000 people sometimes. You have to fire. Now, I assume his justification is, by firing 50, I
keep the business open.
and I save another 50 who are also working there.
Real talk, that's the type of dude that should be president.
Leadership. Yeah.
Son, you need that
Type
kind
of
of
decisions you make, yeah.
You need to make hard decisions. You know, I was talking to a buddy of mine who's in one of these buddy of ours who's in these high-level exec, and I can't say exactly what he does, but, you know, he said, you know what, we get paid tons of money. You know what we get paid millions of dollars for? The severity of the decisions that we make. When I make a decision, it is affecting thousands of people. You know, like the person who decides what shirts are going to be printed for Levi's every year makes millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars, like tons of money, because that's a big fucking decision.
Right.
You're about to print hundreds of thousands of blue T-shirts with a little crocodile on it.
Yeah.
Or whatever, you know? And the same thing with these execs. They don't get paid for the hours they work. They get paid for how
the work.
monumental the decisions they make are, and how many people get affected with it, and how much of that shit can you take on your conscience.
Probably like Dave Chappelle said, he probably had 500 fucks in him.
Real
He's
talk.
like, he wasn't, you know, like you probably can only do that for so long. That's why you see a lot of these big successful people or these rich successful people like just walk away from certain shit, because it's like, oh, like these are certain decisions that people don't think about when you think of like all these rich, affluent, you know, motherfuckers. Like, you're the cash cow. A lot of your decisions that people don't think twice about literally is the difference between somebody's livelihood and, you know, not knowing where the next meal is going to come from. You know, so it's like, how many times do you have that in you before you're like, okay, I can't do this no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna go nuts. It's a hard decision to make. It's hard decisions to make, man. And you know, I guess that's why bosses are bosses and workers are workers, because some people could do that shit with no fucking conscience. It's like, it's a business decision. Like, it's hard to dig, but hey, this is what we had to do. You know, but.
Shit, man. That's been another episode of Flagrant 2, unless we got anything else to cover.
Why don't we
why don't we promote some shit?
Why don't we just promote one thing this time?
Yeah, let's promote this one thing. Fuck everything else.
Great call.
Wednesday, tomorrow, if you're listening to this on Tuesday, Highline Ballroom. Come through. Come pack this place out.
8 o'clock p.m.
Yo, we see a lot of the merch went out already. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you wear your merch. You know what I'm saying? If you got a VIP ticket, you know what I mean? You'll meet us. We'll sign some shit. We'll talk some shit. It'll be a fun time. Hopefully our guest is still coming through. It's going to be fun, man. Bring a beer.
Guys, we're not friendly for corporations, but that's why we need y'all to come to this show. Everybody bailing on us left and right. Except y'all. And we appreciate that shit to death.
Y'all keeping
To
us flowing,
death.
man. But, keep it tight. Throw up the
Yo,
assholes
real
and
talk,
shit.
when you see us, keep it fucking tight,
Yes,
all right?
sir.
We're going to see you at the show. It's going to be hot. It's Wednesday, right?
It's Wednesday, yeah.
Damn, bro, I can't wait. It's going to be so good.
I can't wait. It's going to be a fun time.
Pull up,
man.
get your tickets at highlineballroom.com. It's going to be fun, man. I'm very excited, man. We really out here just toasting to the assholes.
Yes, sir.
So if you part of the tribe, come through, pull up, fuck with us this Wednesday night. And, we're going to do it, man. Get your merch. Shout out to High U Clothing for holding it down.
Yes, sir.
I still don't want to put this show online. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think it should be a treat for the people who can make it so we can say the wildest shit we can say and then be out.
Real talk.
And if there's no guests, we're going to make up for it in more theories like molestation makes you great. We will make up for it somehow. This shit going to be special.
I
It'll
just
be
like
a
to
special
clarify,
night, man.
greatness is not worth it. Okay? I want to put that out there. It is not worth it.
It's on his vision board.
Yeah, it's not at all. All right, yo. Thank you guys so much for listening. Listen, this is Flagrant 2. No easy buckets analysis by assholes. Water cooler commentary for your sports needs. I just realized that we didn't intro the show because we were so tight at Philly. But thank you for fucking with us. Die Eagles, die.
Thanks for fucking us up, Philly.
February 7th.